So today we will begin one more topic, the Indian climate. But before that, the remaining rivers, western rivers of India or west flowing river. Western means west flowing towards Arabian Sea. But as we discussed already, that summary is very much important of every topic. So what you can do, you can consider okay which rivers are famous river of south, and one by one. For example, if I had been at your place, then suppose it is Mahanadi Basin, it is Godavari Basin, it is Krishna Basin, it is which basin? Kaveri Basin. To separate the Kaveri from Krishna, see for Kaveri also. And in case of Mahanadi River, the Mahanadi flow is like that, a simple kind of line Mahanadi River. You may draw line in any way. It is not perfect. You can say the line drawing action. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आप लाइन ऐसे ड्रॉ कर लेंगे तो गलत डायग्राम हो जाएगा. उन्हें के they are not bothered about which way you draw the line. But little bit crude idea, okay? Mahanadi River is like this. Suppose we say it is the Mahanadi River and Mahanadi flow. Then which river this one? The Shivnath River and Hasdo River, like name. So this is the basin of Mahanadi. And which dam in this area important? Hirakud. I would suggest that in front of the basin you can write down Hirakud Dam, Odisha. Then any other dam in the news you can write down in the same very place, or any important fact you can write down here. And then we have Godavari, and you can change the color also. Suppose for Godavari here, then Godavari river is like this. And in Godavari, which river this one? Purna river in Aurangabad or Shambhajinagar side, Ajanta hill, if you recall. Then which river? Three, Pen Ganga, Varda and Ven Ganga. And these three rivers together we call Pranhita river. So you can write down Pranhita. And which river is also passing through the Chhattisgarh, famous for Chitrakoot waterfall, the Indravati river, Dandkaranya or Bastar river, Indravati. And this side, longest tributary, which river? Manjira river. M for Manjira. Any project? Then Polavaram. And on this Manjira river, Nizam Sagar. Then one project, if you recall that Polavaram, Nizam Sagar in this basin. And इस place पे प्राणहिता गोदावरी meeting point पर which one? Kaleshwaram. Then Kaleshwaram you can write down. Kaleshwaram project. Then you can make the Krishna basin parallel to Godavari Krishna. And which river this one? Tributary, Bhima, and also which river? Koina, also Ghatprabha, Dudh Ganga and Malprabha and Tungabhadra. And which river is small river? Musi river. And which project on this area? One is Nagarjun Sagar, Telangana, Andhra border. Nagarjun, which one? Other than Nagarjun Sagar, Sri Sailam. And other than Sri Sailam, Almaty. Also which dam on this part here? Koina Dam. Koina Dam on Koina part. This dam, Koina Dam. And regarding Kaveri, then the river Kaveri. In Kaveri river, do you recall one river I told you? H for Hemavati, A for Arkavati, K for Kabani, B for Bhavani, A for Amravati. So this symbols you can draw. Same way the Indus basin, Ganga basin, Brahmaputra basin, Indus, then Ganga, then Brahmaputra. IJCRBS. Then we have to proceed year to year. So this could be the way. Okay, these are the rivers of the India, east flowing river. And Shivnath river of the Chhattisgarh has been allocated for a section of the Shivnath river for industrial purpose allocated. So rivers have been utilized a lot for the many industries. The sugar mills in many areas using that, even textile industries using that, even iron steel plants on the river bank. If it is said only, then drinking water, that is basic right of the people there. So only term is wrong. You can say that if population is less, of course, then more water could be used by industries. Nothing wrong in industrial development till the river character is not, you can say the impacted a lot. That what is the meaning of river character? It must be having enough water that we call environmental flow or healthy life of the river. If river is not losing biodiversity a lot, then of course we could utilize the water. Of course, it is a very important tributary of Mahanadi, the Shivnath river of Chhattisgarh side. And Shivnath area is famous for coal-rich area. Hasdu river also coal mining area. I will discuss this part in the mineral resources. But we have to accept it. Nothing wrong in utilization. But how much utilization, that thing we have to figure it out, okay? The threshold must be there and it should not be breached. So development is necessary, resource use is necessary. Nature is permitting us, allowing us कि we have to use that. हम कहते हैं कभी कोई use नहीं कर रहे, खराब हो जाती चीज़ें. That is the thing here we have to say. We have to use, but optimum use. Need based. So whichever things, either industrial requirement or drinking water, navigation or irrigation, whatever, we have to say okay, yes. But how much, that is the thing here. Quantity and quality both we have to maintain. So the famous dam of Kaveri, can you recall? Then Krishna Rajasagar in which side? Karnataka, good. Also one more Karnataka, Shivan Samudra. These are the famous name actually. If we miss these name in south, it means we are missing the south portion. Shivan Samudra, Krishna Rajasagar. Also which project? Mettur. Also recently one project, latest one, which one? Mekadatu. So that is the summary of entire part. Even if you have good command, then you can draw in the map also. As I said, that which map, the best map, showing the outlines of even the Indian states. And through the Indian state, we can learn, okay, the river passing through this way, the Karnataka, which part. So again and again, you see by your own way, if you are drawing the lines here on that map, and also you are writing down, it will be crystal clear later on. So purpose is retention, how to retain the information. So these are the east flowing rivers, the topic we have covered last topic. But first, in the first half, or you can say half an hour around western rivers or west flowing river, Arabian Sea. For example, which name in our mind if we say western river? Narmada. And which river? Tapi river. But other river also there. Periyar river, Mandavi river, Methi river, many more rivers, small rivers are there. But most of the river except Narmada and Tapi, which kind of river generally? Western river. If you talk about that western rivers or west flowing river, are generally, why I'm saying that we have to write down this kind of term generally and mainly, because some exception could be there. Narmada Tapi. Narmada is the fifth longest river of the India. So generally short rivers in length. Short means in length, short river. Hardly 100 kilometer, 200 kilometer, 50 kilometer. These kind of rivers are there. But you know, Ganga is more than 2000 kilometer. Godavari Krishna also 1500 kilometer. Normally, one kind of way we have accepted, okay, if rivers are having 1000 kilometer or even 500 kilometer are above the length, I have discussed with you. Which rivers we are not discussing? Either having length 100, 200, 300, these are so negligible. Unless these are famous one, we have to avoid those because thousands of rivers are there in that way. So most of the river having 1000 kilometer length, we have covered. Even more than 500 kilometer also I think we have covered. But these rivers are so short. Some rivers hardly 100 kilometer, 50 kilometer even short. And also which kind of river these are? Fast. Why we say these are the fast river as well, short and fast? Because their origin source is what? Generally, maximum rivers coming from which area? Maximum west flowing rivers source is which Ghat? Western Ghat. And falling into which famous sea? Arabian Sea. Western Ghat is highland, lowland? Highland. Western Ghat higher in south area. And suddenly the Arabian Sea adjacent to that. Only narrow sandwich plain. Which plain? Western coastal plain. Western Ghat and Arabian Sea, only which line is there? Coastal line having the western coastal plain, Konkan, Malabar. So you can say Western Ghat highland and falling into Arabian Sea. Consequently, the slope is like that. It is fast enough. Correct? So fast flow. Highland, Western Ghat, Arabian Sea. In between the coastal plain also, river is falling like that. Fast flow. And once river is coming from high to suddenly to Arabian Sea area, then more waterfall, less waterfall. So famous for waterfalls. These rivers are generally famous for waterfall, Jog Fall, famous for Dudh Sagar waterfall, and many more waterfall in that area. पानी के झरने बहुत हैं यहाँ पर waterfalls. But you know, if anything of massive speed is there, waterfall is there, if we put the turbine here, we install the turbine, better hydropower generation as well. So good for hydro. So river, if we want to tap the potential, we can also some dams here as well. Famous for waterfall and good potential for which power? But once you compare Himalayan river and west flowing river, which have the good potential? The best potential, of course, Himalaya. And in Himalaya, which side more? Brahmaputra side or Indus side? Brahmaputra. Why Brahmaputra? Because Brahmaputra side we have the more water as well. Because east flowing, the eastern side more rainfall, plenty of water with more gradient or more, you can say the height factor altogether in the northeastern area. So best potential in the northeast and also western side of the Indus and Ganga, but this side also we can say the western side, western coastal area, good potential for hydro. So these are the general thing you can note down. The kind of relevance of west flowing river for us. Short and fast rivers, their characteristics, consequently waterfall on hard rocks and good potential for hydro. But this river also, if I say, as passing through the hard rocks of Western Ghat, then they are easily cutting it despite fast speed or less cutting. Less cutting due to hard rock, unlike Himalaya. So they carry more sediment, less sediment. Less sediment. So generally river once flow here, we don't find much sediment unlike the Brahmaputra, unlike the Ganga, unlike the Himalayan river. Even the east flowing river, those cover the more distance. So short river, they get lesser area to cover, plus they are having the fast speed, though their sediments are, you can say, hard rock, less erosion. And less erosion means hard rock of this area, less erosion and less sediments. Even speed is enough. Suppose here, if river is falling into which sea? Arabian Sea, with less sediments are there. But this sediment quickly falling into which area? Depositing on the plain or directly falling into the sea? Directly falling into the sea with momentum. So momentum is in favor here, and this momentum is indicating that sediments also falling into Arabian Sea. So less deposition, more deposition, less deposition in the land area. So here delta formation is possible, or delta formation is not possible. Less sediment, no delta. It means narrow structure or wider structure, unlike the Sundarban delta. Godavari delta is smaller structure. This smaller structure we call narrow mouth or wider mouth. Narrow mouth. So these rivers are famous for narrow mouth. Mouth means end point of the river. And narrow mouth area we call delta or estuary. So estuary formation is a characteristic here. Estuary. So west flowing river famous for which feature? Estuary feature rather than delta. So delta is not seen, but which thing is seen here? Estuary is seen. So estuary is narrow mouth, wider mouth. Narrow mouth, full of sediment, lack of sediments. Lack of sediment. It means hollow area or bulk of sediment depositing here. Hollow kind of area. But you know, sea water is always fixed, or sea water is also fluctuating due to high tide, low tide. Fluctuating. Sea level is changes also. And many times the kind of water of the sea can also enter in this hollow area. And river carrying which water? River carries the fresh water, and sea water is saline water. So in that area, fresh water is meeting with the saline water. So western coastal area, wherever river falling into sea, estuary area, and this narrow mouth is famous for mixture of which water? Saline water of the sea meeting with the fresh water of the river. Meeting point of saline and fresh water. And this water, too saline, less saline. Less saline, and this kind of water we call brackish water. So one term is used for this water. We say that this famous water is which water? Brackish water. Brackish water. So brackish water is too saline, less saline. Less saline. Mixed water or normal water? Mixed water. So this is the zone of the mixed water. Less saline water. Tides are bringing which water? Tide is bringing which water? Saline or sea water, that is saline. And river is carrying which water? Fresh water. Saline and the fresh water both are mixing mixed water, and this water we call which water? Brackish water. Can you tell me life can thrive only in fresh water, or life can thrive in saline water? Both. The nature has evolved the species, those are adapted in saline fresh both. But you know very well that if in that area we search the fish, then fish of the saline water as well, fish of the fresh water as well. But once mixing taking place, even the mixed water fish also got adapted here in less saline water. This zone, variety of the fish, lack of fish, variety of the fish. Good for fisheries as well, estuary area. The estuary is famous for which activity? Fisheries, seawater fish, or you can say the kind of the freshwater fish or brackish water fish. So generally, wherever two ecosystems are meeting, saline, fresh, we have more life, less life, more aqua, or you can say aquatic life. So estuary area is famous for more life. So different systems once meet, that would be automatically having the more and more characteristics or adaptation, better adaptation in the society. So estuary is fisheries, you can say. Interaction, diverse systems are meeting here, saline water with fresh water, adaptation in long run, then better for life, more flora, fauna. So estuary area, rich biodiversity, poor biodiversity? Rich biodiversity. So this zone famous for biodiversity as well. So in which area of the coastal area we have to search for more fish, more life? The entire coastal area, or where rivers are falling here? Rivers are falling. Suppose this is the river, this is the river. So at this point, we have to search more life, more fish. So estuary area, narrow mouth area is rich biodiversity zone. But you note very well deltaic area on eastern side. These areas good for which activities due to sediment, crops. Which crop especially? Rice. And estuary area good for which activity? More fish. So naturally fish in India found on eastern side naturally or western side more? Western. Estuary area, deltaic area there, estuary area. This kind of question UPSC asks also in the mains examination. So what we have to do? We have to do only thing that see the previous year question and incorporating in our you can see the static part in flow. Okay, topic by topic. So topics will be covered and we can also able to get the question also properly, attempt the answer. So I do believe that questions are not difficult in the UPSC, but many times we do revise and then things will be automatically easier. But we have to cover all the things. We haven't to say that okay we have to bypass any difficult topic has come, okay bypass. Try to cover depending upon the kind of importance of that area. So western side west flowing river have which kind of characteristics? Short and fast and rich biodiversity area famous for estuaries having these characteristics. So one question UPSC asks, why west flowing rivers do not form delta? Examine this statement. Because these are short river and fast river passing through the harder rock, less sediments are available, therefore delta possibilities are not seen here. But on the contrary, their narrow mouth is zone of the estuary than the delta. In estuary area, in this zone, sea water is also encroaching and bring the saline water. Same very time, fresh water of the river also joining, and thus mixed water. This mixed water having the variety of the fish of fresh water, sea water, or mixed water, and ultimately this zone is rich in biodiversity. Many more life also seen there. So it is about this zone. But Narmada and Tapi, a long river of course, these are also making the delta or estuary. Narmada and Tapi. Our logic says these are also making these are not making the estuary. They have to make the delta. But Narmada Tapi also making the estuary. What could be the reason that which formation took place automatically? The Rift Valley. So river has cut this area or automatically land got subsided. Naturally land got subsided. And the slope is too much or slope is less here? Slope is too much. On which side? Arabian Sea side. Fast flow, slow flow. Fast flow. So whatever hard rocks Narmada is cutting, these sediment also directly fall into the sea, not giving scope for deltaic formation. So Rift Valley is not allowing deltaic area to be formed because more subsidence suddenly near the western coast, then sediment directly falling into the sea by the slope. So Narmada Tapi also estuary area, deltaic area. So one extreme statement is that west flowing rivers in India do not form delta. Not a single delta we have on the western coastal line. All are having the estuaries. But in eastern coastal area, if I say that delta is mainly seen, but estuary could be possible? Yes. So you have to say that estuary also possible in the western side, eastern side, but mainly delta. But we have to say that this side is Narmada also. Narmada quickly here falling like that. With that momentum, sediment also going directly into the sea rather than the coastal line. Same with the Tapi river. So that's why we say that deltaic formation is not seen on this area. But one by one we can discuss here. Suppose first Narmada, some example already we know. And even though we have to keep on repeating the things here. Narmada river. Which kind of river? Longest west flowing river of the country. River of India. Narmada river. Very close to 1300 something the kilometer. Yamuna say just after. Number one Ganga, then Godavari, then Krishna, then Yamuna, then the Narmada. And holy river of course, Amarkantak the source you know. Source is which one? Amarkantak, radial drainage, North Son river, many more river coming out, but famous river Narmada, west flowing river, Amarkantak. Madhya Pradesh. But after Madhya Pradesh, this river, if you check the geography here, then you know that Narmada river is here. And this river is passing through like that is suppose Amarkantak. And then which state this one? Madhya Pradesh. Then which state this one? Gujarat. But also a little bit touching which state boundary as well? Maharashtra. So MP to Maharashtra and also Gujarat. Falling into which Gulf? Gulf of Khambat or Kutch? Khambat. Khambat has another name. Which name? Cambay. Gulf of Cambay or Khambat. And you can say one this river passing through Amarkantak, then many places are there. For example, Jabalpur. So Jabalpur on the bank of even Narmada, Hoshangabad, Jabalpur, many places of Madhya Pradesh on the bank of Narmada. Narmada is a very lifeline of the central, you can say India. Central most river generally we say dividing North India and South India. North of Narmada we say North India, south of Narmada we call the South India. North India, South India division between which two famous hill? Between Vindhyachal and Satpura. Through which valley? Rift Valley. So Amarkantak, Jabalpur, Hoshangabad, many more places on the bank of Narmada. And this river then having faster flow of course due to more steep slope, land subsidence. And many waterfall also there here. Near Jabalpur, one famous waterfall, Marble Rock, hard rocks in that area. Marble Rock. एक place पड़ता है भेड़ा घाट. Which place? भेड़ा घाट, tourist site of the Madhya Pradesh, भेड़ा घाट. Near Jabalpur. And भेड़ा घाट, Marble Rock. Then one famous waterfall is there in that location. So that is धुआंधार वाटरफॉल. नेम बहुत अच्छा रखा है धुआंधार. लगता है कि यहाँ धुआंधार फ्लो है. धुआंधार waterfall. You may see this kind of question in the past. धुआंधार waterfall on Narmada river, Bheda Ghat, Jabalpur. But you know, only waterfall, hydropower generation as well. Hydropower generation as well. So in Madhya Pradesh, many big hydropower plants were set up in Madhya Pradesh along the Narmada. For example, we have the waterfall also. Suppose it is the Jabalpur location and this side and this side and this side. Many dam also there. For example, one dam is famous dam here in Madhya Pradesh area. Indira Sagar. Which one? Indira Sagar. Multi-purpose of course. Multi-purpose means only hydro irrigation altogether. Indira Sagar project. Indira Sagar, a famous dam. UPSC asked this question last year, Narmada, Indira Sagar in which state? Madhya Pradesh. And one more project is there, Omkareshwar. Which one? Omkareshwar Dam. And one more is there, Maheshwar. So these names, Omkareshwar, Maheshwar, Indira Sagar means the project of, you can say, which state? MP on which river? River Narmada. Omkareshwar Dam, Maheshwar Dam. These are in Madhya Pradesh. UPSC asked one question 4-5 years back, I think, Omkareshwar, which place? And option was mentioned that it is, you can say, the Rajasthan state or which state or places. But Omkareshwar in which state? Madhya Pradesh. So this, after few years again the UPSC asked the question Indira Sagar. It means they can ask Maheshwar as well. So what we have to do? Okay, if UPSC asking one question repeatedly in one area, then which periphery is there of this part as well? Okay, which other projects also there on Narmada? So name like Indira Sagar, Omkareshwar, Maheshwar, the famous project. But which project is the most famous project of this zone in Gujarat? Sardar Sarovar. Due to the name of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Sardar Sarovar, massive structure like Tehri Dam, like Nagarjun Sagar, like Koina, like Indira Sagar, even bigger than Indira Sagar, many more names. One of the biggest projects in top 5 of the India, then of course Sardar Sarovar Dam. And Sardar Sarovar Dam, the location here, it is Sardar Sarovar Dam. So Gujarat state is having the biggest project, Sardar Sarovar Dam. MP has the famous project, the Indira Sagar project. It is a big one. And Sardar Sarovar Dam even bigger than all these. And water of the Sardar Sarovar going to which state as well? Saurashtra area, and also drinking water for which state as well? Rajasthan, third desert. Pipeline के through जा रहा है पानी. So this dam is multi-purpose, single purpose as we said. Multi-purpose. Multi-purpose means even drinking water beside the hydro. So hydro is of course one electricity that we are generating, the renewable energy that we say, but drinking water also. For which state also water? For Thar through pipeline. And irrigation as well. Irrigation mainly which area? Saurashtra area. Saurashtra means which Gujarat? South Gujarat. एग्रीकल्चर लैंड है सौराष्ट्र की, ब्लैक सॉइल एरिया है, फर्टाइल लैंड है, यहाँ फार्मिंग एक्टिविटी है. बट कच्छ एरिया इज फार्मिंग लैंड, नॉन फार्मिंग लैंड. नॉन फार्मिंग लैंड रीजन you are aware of why run of Kutch is not suitable for the farming, because saline water, sea water has encroached here, and salty water is not good for crop cultivation. Desert area, Kutch area. But agriculture के लिए, irrigation के लिए सौराष्ट्र area also. So hydro, drinking water, irrigation, many more benefit. So only Gujarat will be beneficiary, or many more states could be beneficiary. Many more states. But you know it very well, once we carry on with the big structure, some sacrifices also are to be made here. And which problem came up while setting up of the Indra Sagar, Sadarth River, Omkareshwar, Maheshwar? Then dense forested area, these areas are. And tribal population also. Then poor tribals were displaced as well. And of course problem of rehabilitation. Then protests also occurred here. But we have to accept it that development should carry on with the, you can say, environmental preservation. What should be the best way if we go for the dam construction? First of all, we have to determine the correct location, minimum displacement, minimum deforestation of the people. Even if deforestation is of course necessary, then we have to even allow better rehabilitation. So purpose is to settle the people, those are being displaced. If we allow proper rehabilitation, then of course problem will be minimized. So some issues basically more due to mismanagement in the past, rehabilitation issue. 1950s onwards foundation is stone, और 40-50 years लग गए सरदार सरोवर डैम बनने में, अभी पूरा नहीं बन पाया है. इतना ज़्यादा प्रोटेस्ट रहा इस डैम पर. So we have to say that big projects, hydro projects involving some social issues as well, like tribal displacement, rehabilitation. If we just, you can say, take care of rehabilitation, plus we have to focus upon small dam also in between, so that we can produce as much hydro as we require, plus minimum, you can say, the damage to the environmental area in particular location. So it is the area of the Narmada river. These names time to time come. So UPSC is asking the question on many rivers in which Godavari, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries Narmada also. Narmada की कोई tributary आप बता सकते हैं, एक या दो river? Narmada has not a big basin. The reason you are aware of that these areas, Rift Valley area, suddenly small river from Vindhyachal, Satpura. But one or two river you can note down. One example of tributary is Tava river. Which river? Tava river. एक और river है हिरन river. इस तरह की name है, Tava river, हिरन river. एक साइड से तवा river आ जाती, तवा हिरन. So these are the name like that. So some tributaries also. So we have to whichever because तवा river थोड़ा coal area, यहाँ coal मिलता है. क्या मिलता है? Coal. So due to that I am telling coal rich area. हिरन river थोड़ी long tributary है, coal rich area. So any fact is important, we can even consider. Tava river, Hiran river, tributaries of Narmada. Shivnath Hasdu river, the tributary of Mahanadi. The Hemavati, Arkavati and also Kabani, Bhavani river, the tributary of Kaveri. And name like, Subansari, Dhansari, the tributary of Brahmaputra. So you have to just consider, okay, how many rivers and their tributaries we are aware of. And even one kind of homework you can do, can we remember five river of Maharashtra, 5 river of the UP, 5 river of Uttarakhand, 5 river of the Bihar. This way also within few minutes like a game We can play and we can ask the question from ourselves. Quickly, you will be having the good accumulation of the rivers. At least 150 with 200 river you can recall in that way. So I am sure that 100 river plus you can remember easily. If you just make one kind of way, okay, हर स्टेट की हम 5-6 रिवर याद करने की कोशिश करते हैं. बड़ा स्टेट है तो वी कैन गो टू द 10 रिवर एज वेल. कैन यू टेल मी सम रिवर ऑफ बिहार ऑल्सो? गंगा, कोसी, गंडक, बूढ़ी गंडक, yes, Kosi, this which river? Mahananda also touching here, of course. Son river, correct. You are. न- और- तो कितनी रिवर हो गई? ये भी बहुत रिवर हो गई मुझे लगता है. हाँ. तो ये गंगा के आसपास की जो भी रिवर है, घाघरा भी मिलती है छपरा के आसपास. हाँ. तो सेम वे आसाम में विच रिवर, बंगाल में विच रिवर, यूपी ऑल्सो, मध्य प्रदेश ऑल्सो. मध्य प्रदेश इज ऑल्सो फुल ऑफ रिवर्स. Madhya Pradesh, one side, the Ganga basin. The which river of the Madhya Pradesh going to Ganga basin? Chambal, Sindh, Betwa, Ken, and also the Narmada river in middle area, and Narmada river and its tributaries small like Hirantava river. Also, we have the Son river passing through Madhya Pradesh as well, and even Godavari basin. Do you remember when Ganga coming from Madhya Pradesh? Even Varda river also coming from Madhya Pradesh. So Godavari basin also. And even Tapi river. अगर हम काउंट करना शुरू करें तो नर्मदा मैक्सिमम रिवर इंडिया में मध्य प्रदेश में स्मॉल बिग टुगेदर. बट you know it very well that why the reason that Madhya Pradesh maximum river in numbers, then large area. But bigger than Madhya Pradesh, which is state? Rajasthan. But Rajasthan is desert primarily western side, so lack of river. And second largest state is Madhya Pradesh. So data favor big state, smaller state. Data favor the big states, big countries. So that is one of the theme also कि ओके अपने आप ही लॉजिक लगाएंगे कि अच्छा एमपी में, यूपी में, महाराष्ट्र में ज़्यादा रिवर होंगी, बड़ा एरिया है, फॉरेस्ट ज़्यादा होंगे. And also many more things you can think of, mineral resources, population, many things favor the biggest states. In south, which are the biggest states? Karnataka. Andhra earlier was bigger one, but due to Telangana division, Andhra got shorter than the Karnataka in area. Population wise, which state is carrying more population in south? In south में महाराष्ट्र काउंट करेंगे, महाराष्ट्र तो हो ही जाएगा नंबर 1 दिन. But truly जो Dravidian state है, Dravidian language is spoken here, then Karnataka and तमिलनाडु में काफ़ी population है, and Andhra भी, and Karnataka also there. Kerala is smaller state. So one crude idea we can take up. Gradually learning होती जाएगी. So it is the Narmada river, but which river is running parallel to Narmada, similar kind of river as Narmada, Tapi? What is the common thing? Both are parallel, both are the Rift Valley zone, both are following the same Gulf, which Gulf? Gulf of Khamban, both are passing through the same state, MP, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Only difference that slightly southward is Tapi river, north of Satpura river Narmada, south of Satpura river Tapi, and slightly shorter as well Tapi river. So regarding Tapi river, also you can note down Tapi river. कुछ लोग ताप्ती भी लिख देते हैं इसको, ताप्ती, तापी, and that is south of Satpura or north of Satpura? South of Satpura, but north of which ghat? North of Western Ghats. Western Ghat इसके साउथ में आते हैं. For example, if you just mention here Tapi river, then this is the Tapi river. This river Tapi, suppose this side. Which Ghat this one? The Western Ghat. Western Ghat just south of Tapi, Western Ghat. And here which famous hilly area this one? The Satpura. ये सतपुड़ा की कुछ एक्सटेंशन है, वहीं से ओरिजिन है इसका भी. तो तापी रिवर इज यू कैन से south of Satpura, north of Western Ghat, and this river is also second longest west flowing river of the country, second longest west flowing river after Narmada. Similar state, which state? Source is what? Source in मध्य प्रदेश. यहाँ पे एक मुल्ताई हिल भी हम कहते हैं. विच हिल? मुल्ताई हिल. Multai a part of Satpura. As I said, Satpura having, you can say 7 pahad, Satpura, 7 pahad. Gavilgarh, Multai, Mahadev, Maikal, this kind of name associated with Satpura region. Multai is one area, Madhya Pradesh, Multai Hills in Satpura, part of Satpura. Betul district है मध्य प्रदेश का. So Multai Hill, which district? Betul. Betul district. Which state? Madhya Pradesh. Then going to which state? Maharashtra. Then going to which state? Gujarat. Then falling into which famous Gulf? Gulf of Khambat. But this famous river is also known for one city here. Which famous city of South Gujarat? Surat. Surat on the bank of this Surat city. Diamond processing center, one of the biggest center of diamond processing, Surat city. So we have to know some famous cities of the India also. Rivers. Through the river we can learn our cities as well. Okay, what is the location? Because UPSC asking this kind of question, very Surat. This kind of question UPSC asked in the past. And we committed the mistake. Even we did not dare to attempt the answer. इतना डिफिकल्ट हमें लगता है सूरत सिटी की लोकेशन पता नहीं कि एग्जैक्टली ये गुजरात के किस पार्ट पर है. Then I will advise also similar way 3, 4, 5 cities of every state we have to remember. Okay, Surat is here, Ahmedabad is here, whereas also other places you can say अहमदाबाद गांधीनगर. अहमदाबाद गांधीनगर तो बिल्कुल यहीं पर है जो रिवर नर्मदा के आसपास ही वाले जोन में गई. सॉरी, साबरमती. So Surat city here. But if we say that if it is fast flowing river, then chance of hydropower also. In Gujarat area, one dam is also there in Gujarat. Tapi river में one dam hydro project. Ukai dam. Which dam? Ukai. But you know, hydro is one main part. Other purpose should also be there. Ukai dam in which state? Gujarat. Near which city? Surat city. But Tapi river is also famous for atomic power plant or nuclear power plant also. Atomic power plant. Which famous atomic power plant in Gujarat? काकड़ा पार. लेकिन नाम से भी मालूम चल जाता है काकड़ा कहाँ पर होगा. इस तरह के वर्ड आप अपने आप देखा करें, काकड़ा पार, इस तरह के वर्ड आपको गुजरात में ज़्यादा मिलेंगे. तो काकड़ा पार ए फेमस एटॉमिक पावर प्लांट. ऑन विच रिवर? Tapi river. And which famous hydro project? Ukai dam. So Tapi river is also famous for this project. Kakadapar atomic power plant, hydro, the Ukai dam and Surat city. And just parallel to Narmada, which valley? Normal valley, Rift valley. Rift valley. So this much information. So Narmada Tapi you can focus more on west flowing river. Other river just take a glance and enough for you for other rivers of the west flowing system. So after Narmada and Tapi, other river, short river, long river? Short river. Because which ghat got started? Western Ghat. Western Ghat is such hilly area, water is one side flow, both side flow. Both side flow. Watershed divide, major watershed divide. पानी को ही अलग कर देगा वेस्टर्न घाट. River can't pass through easily. So this Western Ghat area, afterwards division of water, west flowing river short river and east flowing river long river. So which other river also there other than the Narmada and Tapi? Periyar river. Okay, one by one, few names I can only mention so that at a glance you can think of, okay, these are also the rivers of India. Though short. Yes, please. The flow of Narmada and Tapi the older than the Western Ghat? No. Actually, Narmada and Tapi, as I said already, why this Rift Valley got formed, where Narmada and Tapi occupied. If you go back to the flow, due to which reason these are going westward? Due to Rift Valley formation. Rift Valley result of cracks. and cracks are result of heating, and heating came once Gondwana land was breaking. But this Western Ghat even was available once which area you can say Gondwana land was there. So you can think of that Narmada Tapi, young recent Rift Valley, old Rift Valleys. Even once these cracks were there, these is still not the Rift Valley. Once Indian plate colliding with the Eurasian plate, that time crack got wider. Suppose we do like that. If any crack, any injury is here, it can also widen. So Narmada Tapi kind of river got evolved at which time? At the time of the Himalayan formation. That's why we call recent Rift Valley, old Rift Valley these are, or young Rift Valley. Around 60 million, 50 million, as we just check the kind of subsidence, rocks here, what. Young Rift Valleys also we call that. So नर्मदा तापी का फ्लो बाद में आया है, वेस्टर्न घाट बन चुके होंगे. Okay, if we now say that which rivers also there other than that, then you can make one diagram only showing the southern area like that. And वेस्टर्न घाट को थोड़ा ज़्यादा वेस्ट में ना करके ईस्ट में कर ले, so that you can recall the river name. Suppose it is the वेस्टर्न घाट, ये को ज़्यादा इधर कर ले जिससे क्लियर हो जाए नेम. Though Western Ghat closer to Arabian Sea, we can distort the reality for learning the things. Then we can think of the famous river. For example, two rivers we have discussed. Which river these are? Narmada from Amarkantak, and parallel to that which river? Tapi. Narmada and Tapi. But which river also they are in that zone? Then the rivers here. For example, one river you can note down here. The Daman Ganga river. You can make one symbol D for Daman. Daman Ganga river, and one more river you can note down here. And this river we call the river V for Vaitarna river. And one more river is there, M for Meethi river. One more river is there, M for Mandvi river. And one more river is there, Z for Zuari river. These name. And one more river you can mention here that we call S for Shiravati river. And one more name you can note down here, P for which river? Periyar river. And then you can make the meaning of symbol here. For example, if I say D for which river? Daman Ganga. So one more name involving Ganga. We have many names like Ganga, Kishan Ganga, Ram Ganga, Dhauli Ganga, Pen Ganga, Ven Ganga, Doodh Ganga, Daman Ganga. और भी बहुत सी गंगा है, काली गंगा, गौरी गंगा. नाम लेते जाइए गंगा के नेम. इंडिया में हजारों रिवर है इस तरह की छोटी छोटी. कई रिवर ऐसी हैं जो कि एक ही नाम पर चल रही हैं कई स्टेट में. कई कोसी हैं, कई टोन्स रिवर है. Like that. We need not to worry, but main river we have to focus. So Daman Ganga river is named such as Daman. Then of course which area it should be? Daman Dev. But Daman Dev के साथ में कौन सा एरिया भी जुड़ गया है? दादर, नागर, हवेली. तो ये उसी जोन में है, दमन, दीव, दादर, नागर, हवेली. Together one union territory. Plus which state on this side here? Which state this one? Gujarat. Which state this one? Maharashtra. गुजरात का भी साउथ तक है यहाँ. So, ये गुजरात एंड महाराष्ट्र की बाउंड्री बना रही है विद दमन दीव, दमन एरिया, दादर एरिया, दमन गंगा रिवर. ऑल्सो इन द न्यूज़, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग यू, एक लिंक बनाया, रिवर लिंकिंग प्रोजेक्ट. एक आसपास की रिवर से लिंक किया जा रहा है. दमन गंगा को वैतरना रिवर से होते हुए महाराष्ट्र के लिए पानी लाना. इस रिवर का पानी सी में गिर जाता है, पर महाराष्ट्र में नहीं है इस जोन में, तो वाटर कैन बी ट्रांसफर्ड इन फ्यूचर ऑल्सो. तो दमन गंगा वॉज इन द न्यूज. यूपीएससी कैन आस्क द क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस पार्ट, विच टेरिटरी इट इज पासिंग थ्रू. बट वी फॉर विच रिवर साउथवर्ड? वैतरणी और वैतरना? वैतरना रिवर. वैतरना रिवर इज स्टिल गुजरात ना महाराष्ट्र? महाराष्ट्र. Vaitarna river, not far away from the Mumbai side, closer to that, outer side of Mumbai, Vetarna. Vetarna, Ulhas, many names are there. But which river is passing through exactly from Mumbai region? Methi river. M for which river? Methi river. Methi is truly the river of which city? Mumbai. Delhi, Yamuna river. Mumbai, Methi river. Also Kolkata, Hooghly river. Just check big cities in India along the river or along the freshwater bodies. So which cities you can say became bigger and bigger with the time, which were having the freshwater resources. Bengaluru is that city that came up later on, you can say, with more population because of the kind of software, hardware, the kind of thing. Sudden population increase in Bengaluru. And Bengaluru is not having big river in the surrounding, only Kaveri Arkavati zone. So that is one issue is there. But natural evolving cities in India, old cities, then of course the rivers are there or lakes are there. पर बेंगलुरु में लेक काफ़ी थी, लेक को इनक्रोच कर लिया है. बेंगलुरु में भी रिवर है एक, आउटर बेंगलुरु में भी रिवर अर्कावती, इफ यू रिकॉल. चेन्नई में भी रिवर है, अडियार रिवर, एंड ऑल्सो एक और रिवर है वहाँ पर चेन्नई के अंदर, फेमस रिवर ऑफ चेन्नई. इफ आई से चेन्नई में कोई रिवर आपको पता है? चेन्नई फेमस फॉर विच रिवर? अडियार रिवर. अडियार रिवर, एक आध रिवर याद कर लें बिट्स के टीएस की. कानपुर गंगा रिवर, लखनऊ गोमती रिवर. सो बिग सिटीज. गुवाहाटी ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर. Okay, then which river? This one, another M. Mandavi. But Mandavi river is a famous river of which famous state? Goa. A lifeline of the Goa tourism. गोवा में एक वाटरफॉल भी है मांडवी रिवर पर, दूध सागर वाटरफॉल. As I said, west flowing river good for the waterfall. Which waterfall? Doodh Sagar waterfall, a tourist attraction of the Goa. Doodh Sagar waterfall. But this river is having origin, this river is coming from Karnataka side. So Goa to Karnataka, or rather Karnataka to Goa. Karnataka origin, then Goa. And in Karnataka, the same Mandavi river we call Mahadai river. Which river? Mahadai. So Mahadai river is another name of which river? Mandavi. In which state? Karnataka. And why I am telling you, because one dispute came up in recent time. Karnataka being upper riparian trying to control the water, and northern Karnataka drought prone area, Karnataka is trying to divert the water. And this water Karnataka trying to link with Malprabha tributary of the Karnataka, Belgaum region and this region. But Goa objected. Goa approached the center and Supreme Court how to address this problem. Then we have the dispute between which two states on Mandavi river, Mahadai river. Goa and Karnataka dispute, Mahanadai dispute. That's why we have to sort out dispute which institutional mechanism? Mahadai tribunal. So this tribunal is working on how to resolve the dispute between Karnataka and Goa. So Mahadai, a disputed river, that is also called Mandavi, famous for Doodh Sagar waterfall, first Karnataka and then the Goa. But one more river is there, Z for which river? Z for Zuari river. So if we write down Z for which river this one? Zuari. ये भी गोवा की रिवर है. गोवा is famous for two river Mandavi and Zuari. ये जुआरी है, जुआरी नहीं, most लोग जुआरी लिखते हैं. जुआरी river, a famous river of the Goa, small river like Mandavi. But one more river is there further southward, famous river Sharavati, और शारावती भी बोल देते हैं उसको कभी, शरावती, Sharavati. And this Sharavati river of Karnataka, famous for most famous waterfall of the India, Jog Fall. तो एक फेमस वाटरफॉल है सर, जोग फॉल. massive flow of the water, enormous flow of the water, not the height, but gigantic flow of the water in that zone. A big waterfall, Jog Fall, famous tourist destination of which state? Karnataka. On which river? Shravati river. But if waterfall is there, hydro generation also without hydro. इसी के पास हाइड्रो भी है to tap the hydro energy. So if I say west flowing river, good potential for hydropower we can develop. Plus other than these river, one more river in the last you can note down in the west flowing river. Which river? Periyar river. P for Periyar. No question which state this one as being the location? Kerala. Longest river of the Kerala. Longest in Kerala. But NCERT में information was misprinted कि Periyar river is the second longest west flowing river. Bharatpuzha one smaller river than the Periyar. So कभी कभी गलती हो जाती है तो we have to rectify also that Periyar is the longest west flowing river of the which state or longest river of which state? Kerala. Kerala की longest river है main river Periyar, central Kerala. And famous river Periyar river also known for some famous dam. Even I told you this dam mismanagement of the dam list of flood. One dam Idukki dam, one dam is Mulla Periyar dam. So two dams are there. एक पुराना डैम है ब्रिटिश टाइम का मुल्ला पेरियार डैम. And one more dam is there, Idukki dam. Kerala experienced flood in 2018 and it was blamed that Mulla Periyar dam and Idukki dam both were mismanaged by the authorities there. So these dam also in time to time news, Mulla Periyar dam, Idukki dam of which state? Kerala. Location wise Kerala, but Mulla Periyar dam per dispute is there with which state? Kerala and Tamil Nadu dispute. Why Kerala and Tamil Nadu has a dispute? If this location is not related to the Tamil Nadu, Kerala Tamil Nadu dispute. Mulla Periyar dam. Location wise it is Kerala. Actually this dam got constructed by Britishers and Britishers favored which is area? Madras Presidency. And that time Karnataka as a Mysore state, princely state, and Kerala also princely state, Travancore state. And Mulla Periyar dam once constructed by the Britishers, purpose was what? कि okay, though in Kerala this dam got constructed, but कुछ water इसका transfer करना था किस state के लिए? तमिलनाडु के लिए, drinking water purpose के लिए. So for drinking water, this dam got constructed to transfer the water not only for irrigation but mainly for drinking water. For which area? Northern Tamil Nadu. And okay, it was that constructed, but in which issue is causing the dispute here? The Britishers even gave controlling rights to which state? Tamil Nadu. And still एंड ये लिखा रहता है कि तमिलनाडु का कितने ईयर की लीज पर दे दिया गया था? 999 ईयर्स. अब सोचिए आप, बिल्कुल ओनरशिप दे दी गई है. तो 99 ईयर्स की लीज इज लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट, स्टिल इट इज़ वैलिड. तो 999 तो आप जानते हैं, सेंचुरीज एंड सेंचुरीज. तो मुल्ला पेरियार डैम का कंट्रोल किसके हाथ में है? सिंस देन तमिलनाडु, बट लोकेशन इन केरला. सो मेनी डैम्स इन इंडिया, यूपी के डैम में उत्तराखंड के अंदर है. सो इट इज़ पॉसिबल that many states beyond, you can say the project in another state but management in the hand of other states. तो तमिलनाडु के कंट्रोल में है ये. So management of Mulla Periyar Dam, you can say management in the hand of which state? Management Tamil Nadu. Location wise Kerala. And Tamil Nadu is even considering as water crisis more in Tamil Nadu, height of the dam could further be increased of Mulla Periyar Dam. But Kerala is saying if you make the more height and collect more water, diverting more water, then issue is not that Kerala is having water crisis much. Issue is what? It is the old dam. If we increase the height of the dam, then already old dam can collapse with more weight. So heavy load will be there. And this matter, even Supreme Court said if Tamil Nadu is assuring this no objection certificate or NOC that enough strength in the new structure, and old structure also got modified with the time, or renovation of the old structure as well. No casualties, no issue. Then Tamil Nadu can increase the height. For which purpose? Drinking water purpose, basic need of the people. तो मुल्ला पेरियार डैम की हाइट को बढ़ाने पर इशू भी चल रहा है अभी. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा है तमिलनाडु से, आप डैम की हाइट बढ़ा सकते हैं क्योंकि लीज डॉक्यूमेंट आपके फेवर में है, बट इस डैम की हाइट को बढ़ाने में यू हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ विच थिंग एज वेल. द ओल्ड स्ट्रक्चर मस्ट बी रेनोवेटेड फर्स्ट. जो पुराना डैम है उसको भी आप स्ट्रांग बनाएं, फिर नया स्ट्रक्चर उस पर बनाएं. आफ्टर रेनोवेशन ऑफ द ओल्ड स्ट्रक्चर देन यू कैन इंक्रीज द हाइट. So it could be taken care of. So Mulla Periyar Dam, UPSC will not ask the exact question which dispute in current affairs, but it could ask the question Mulla Periyar Dam, the dispute dam between which two states, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. On which river? River Periyar. But which another dam on this river? Idukki Dam. I think these rivers we can consider under which list? West flowing river. But some river is still there which are neither west properly nor south properly. For example, can you tell me if we make the river like this? A river is here and this river is going in that way. Suppose one river is like that. तो ये थोड़ा साउथ में, नॉर्थ में भी, देन थोड़ा वेस्ट में, and this river we call M for Mahi river. So Mahi river is another kind of river. So you can even write down one more name. Which river? One river, Mahi river. Mahi river, any idea which state origin this one? Madhya Pradesh. Then going to which state here? Rajasthan. Then going to which state here? Gujarat. So it is the river of three states. The first MP, then Rajasthan, and then Gujarat. Mahi river. माही रिवर का एक फैक्ट भी है कि एक द फेमस लाइन, द कैंसल लाइन पासिंग थ्रू, और ये लाइन जो है ये कैंसर को 2 बार कट करती है. कटिंग कैंसर ट्वाइस. So it is cutting which line twice? Famous river of 3 states. Cutting which area? 23.5 degree north latitude और कैंसल लाइन ट्वाइस. बस ये फैक्ट है इसका एक. और भी प्रोजेक्ट वगैरह भी, माही बजाज प्रोजेक्ट इन राजस्थान एरिया, सो एंड सम अदर प्रोजेक्ट इन मध्य प्रदेश एज वेल. तो माही रिवर इवन गुजरात. सो माही रिवर. बट एक रिवर और भी है गुजरात एंड राजस्थान में थोड़ा वेस्ट में, एंड दिस रिवर यू ऑल आर अवेयर ऑफ एज वेल. दिस रिवर इज साबरमती रिवर. विच रिवर? साबरमती. विच रिवर? साबरमती. साबरमती को भी वेस्ट फ्लोइंग कहना ठीक रहेगा अगर ऐसा फ्लो है तो? नो. तो साबरमती रिवर इन योर ओपिनियन अ रिवर ऑफ ऑल्सो river of Gujarat, plus which state also it is coming? Rajasthan. Origin in which hill? Aravali. Rajasthan, then Gujarat. ये अरावली के पास में एक प्लेयर उदयपुर भी अरावली पर है, नियर उदयपुर. नॉट एग्जैक्टली उदयपुर, नियर उदयपुर से निकलती है. उदयपुर के आसपास अरावली हिल की पहाड़ियों से, नियर उदयपुर. एंड ऑल्सो गुजरात पर विच सिटी ऑन दिस रिवर बैंक? Which famous city? Ahmedabad. Sabarmati is famous for Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar area, Sabarmati. So pollution is high because of big cities here. Then cleaning projects in the news also. Sabarmati river. So Sabarmati river, Mahi river. So Mahi river 3 state river, Sabarmati 2 state river. Yes. Origin is near उदयपुर region. ये उदयपुर की पहाड़ी है, जहाँ उदयपुर एक पहाड़ी एरिया है, अरावली का एरिया है. तो ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि किस एरिया के आसपास से इसका ओरिजिन? नियर अजमेर, नियर उदयपुर. तो नियर उदयपुर. नहीं, ये तो साबरमती कहलाता है पूरे एरिया में। साबरमती तो फेमस रिवर है इंडिया की। साबरमती के संत आश्रम है इस जोन में। हाँ, तो साबरमती रिवर इज फेमस रिवर, हैज द सेम नेम, Sabarmati. Now, almost all the river we have discussed, but it is one tendency of the river that river water is diverting or trying to converge, and then finally river water is going towards the ocean. Correct? Then we have seen that either river directly can throw the water, being the main river, into the ocean, or even river can take water from the first. You can say tributaries can give the water to the main river, and main river water can go to the ocean. So tributaries automatically merging into the ocean with the help of the main river. Can we say that? Say that. So, but is it possible that any river, while moving, neither meeting with main river or any big river, nor going to meet directly to the ocean? Meanwhile, it can dry also. Is it possible? River चलते सूख सकती है. And this kind of river we call by which name? Inland river. Which river? Inland river. So inland rivers are special river. Yes, please. Hmm? Yes, recently the kind of visit of Chinese president in the past, I think 3-4 years back, तो अहमदाबाद में जो मीटिंग हुई थी, यस, आई थिंक साबरमती पर तो रिवर फ्रंट की क्लीनिंग हो रही थी। रिवर जो फ्रंट होता है, जो उसके आसपास का जोन, उसकी क्लीनिंग की गई थी। नहीं, वो फेरी सर्विस तो चलाई गई थी, नर्मदा पर भी चलाई गई थी उस समय पर। नर्मदा पर जो एक सरदार सरोवर डैम का रिजर्वायर है, वहाँ पर टॉलेस्ट स्टैच्यू ऑफ सरदार यू कैन से वल्लभ भाई पटेल, स्टैच्यू ऑफ यूनिटी। और उस जोन में जो केवड़िया डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, उस जोन में तो फेरी वगैरह चलाई गई थी टूरिज़्म को अटेंड करने के लिए। वो शायद एक दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट था केवड़िया पर, एक नर्मदा रिवर वाले जोन में। तो कोशिश की जा रही है फेरी नेविगेशन के लिए वाटर का यूज़ किया जाए, बट विच रिवर्स आर नॉट हैविंग इनफ वाटर, रादर ड्राइंग अप इन बिटवीन, ड्राइंग अप एंड सूख जाती हैं। दैट्स व्हाई वी कॉल नॉर्मल रिवर इनलैंड रिवर। Drying up means not reaching toward the ocean, not reaching to ocean, neither directly nor indirectly. Indirectly means it is not adding its water to one main river. Through main river it can also can go to the ocean, but not going to the ocean. Drying up in between. So drying up in between. चलते थे सूख जाती हैं। Those river should be in which area? ये मैक्सिमम इस तरह की रिवर कहाँ मिलेंगी? Deserts. For example, in which desert these kind of river we can think of? Thar. For example, in India, if you make the map of the Gujarat this side, and which state this one? Rajasthan. Which hill this one? Aravalli. Which famous river of Aravalli near Udaipur? Sabarmati. But north of that, Ajmer is also there. Near Ajmer, one river is originating that we call Loni river. One example of inland river. Which river? Loni river. Inland river example. And source of the Luni is which area? Again Aravalli hill, but this time near Udaipur or near Ajmer? Near Ajmer, near Pushkar or near Ajmer. इस तरह क्वेश्चन आए हैं। अजमेर पुष्कर के आसपास से निकलती है रिवर, ये एक अन्ना सागर झील पड़ती है, बनाई गई थी। तो नियर अजमेर यू कैन राइट डाउन। और अजमेर के पास में कौन सा प्लेस है ये? पुष्कर। यूपीएससी ने ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा है, पुष्कर कहाँ पर है? पुष्कर मेला भी लगता है। पुष्कर अजमेर पास पास है, तो नियर अजमेर, नियर पुष्कर, इन विच हिल? Aravalli. But this river is going to which direction due to slope? The Rajasthan, the Luni river. So ultimately it is going to Thar, and Thar is known for lack of rain, less rain. Then more water, less water in that area, less water. In sand-rich area, water is also percolating. Ultimately, this river is getting more and more with water or less and less water, less and less. And gradually, the water is shrinking and shrinking. Finally, after reaching in Kutch area of Gujarat, it is drying up. So this journey of the Luni River Thar to Run of Kutch. Run of Kutch भी desert है, and up it is the journey of Thar to Kutch. So it is the river of which two state? Rajasthan and गुजरात. बट इसका पानी कैसा हो जाता है यहाँ तक आते आते थोड़ा सॉल्ट वगैरह बहुत है कच्छ में. देन सेलाइन, इवन सेलाइन वाटर. नॉर्मली रिवर फेमस फॉर फ्रेश वाटर, बट आफ्टर रीचिंग टू रन ऑफ कच्छ एरिया सेलाइन वाटर एज वेल. खारा होने लगता है पानी ड्यू टू मोर सॉल्ट इन दैट एरिया. यस प्लीज. एज आई सेड, कई नेम होंगे साबरमती के, इवन कई नेम गोमती रिवर के जैसे भी कई नेम है. नहीं नहीं, क्या, कैन यू रिपीट दिस पार्ट? हाँ बिल्कुल, बहुत छोटे छोटे चैनल होते हैं, तो मान सकते हैं कि रिवर को बिगनिंग में कई और नाम से पुकारते हैं. बट ऐसा क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी नहीं पूछेगी. ये हम लोग इस वजह से कहते हैं कि बार बार करते करते आइडिया हो जाता है कि किस ओर उनका झुकाव रहता है. तो दोज पॉइंट वी नीड नॉट टू वरी, बट वी हैव टू वरी ओके व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ द लूनी रिवर एंड व्हाई इट इज ड्राइंग अप, द कॉन्सेप्ट बिहाइंड दैट. So it means river could have many names in that flow. But the river Luni, the river of Thar desert, correct or incorrect Thar, and also run of Kutch. But origin Aravali area, near which place? Near Ajmer or Pushkar area. But is it possible that only Luni river would be the river of inland nature, or some other river can also be there? One more river is there, and this river is further northward, and this river we call here. And this river coming from Himachal, Haryana boundary, and this river is also drying up here. Then ये सूख जाती है, and this river we call Ghaggar river. Which another example? Ghaggar river, not Ghagra. And this river is another river, inland river, Ghaggar river. And Ghaggar has flow Himachal, Haryana boundary. Which hill this side? Shivalik. Himachal, Haryana boundary. And also Punjab में भी थोड़ा फ्लो है इसका, साउथ पंजाब, एंड हरियाणा में मेन फ्लो है. देन इट इज़ गोइंग टू विच स्टेट? राजस्थान. और थार में ये जाकर ये भी ड्राई हो जाती. यहाँ पर आकर हनुमानगढ़ एक जगह है, इट इज़ गेटिंग ड्राई, द Ghaggar river. So that's why Ghaggar is also similar kind of river as the Luni. So both are which example of India? Inland river or normal river? Inland river, Ghaggar river. And Ghaggar river is also, you can say, linked by one mythological famous river of the India, Saraswati river. तो which river has been accepted the success of Saraswati, और सरस्वती का ही ये प्रेजेंट रूप है, प्रेजेंट फॉर्म है घग्गर रिवर. तो किस रिवर को माना गया इंडिया में सरस्वती का रूप इस समय? घग्गर. तो इन एनसीईआरटी वन स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो मेंशन और बाय स्कॉलर्स दैट इज घग्गर इज ऑल्सो connected to which flow of the past? Saraswati. What do you mean by that? कि सरस्वती से क्या कनेक्शन है? Where Ghaggar is flowing right now? In that area, which river earlier flowed? Massy river, Saraswati. तो सरस्वती का फ्लो किस एरिया माना गया? हरियाणा में, हिमाचल में, ऑल्सो राजस्थान में, एंड ऑल्सो गुजरात में. बट नाउ दिस एरिया गॉट ड्राइड अप और दिस एरिया इज स्टिल अवेलेबल dried up. Yes, even in the province of Pakistan right now, very close to Indus. So this flow, Saraswati flow. So if UPSC can also ask the question that mythologically Saraswati river has been also believed to be the region of which area of the present river, Gaggar river. तो जो आज की गग्गर है पास्ट में इस जोन में माना जाता है सरस्वती का फ्लो हुआ करता था. तो कैन यू टेल मी दैट इफ यू जस्ट रिमेंबर ऑलरेडी वी डिस्कस दिस पार्ट that suppose if I say it is the Indian map here, because Saraswati river many times mentioned in the religious scriptures, then you all know that this side famous river Ganga, and which famous tributary of Ganga, that is the longest tributary of the Ganga, river Yamuna, which common state you can say here the Uttarakhand Himachal boundary and then Haryana and then going to UP river Yamuna. Yamuna means which basin? Ganga basin, correct? And if I say which river is this river here, that is also coming from this zone, that this river is which river this one? The Satluj. Which river? Correct, Satluj. And Satluj Yamuna means, Satluj means part of which basin? Indus. So one side the Indus basin including Satluj, one side the Ganga basin including Yamuna. But in between these two, the river you can say, the scholars say that one more river basin was there in that, and that was which basin? Saraswati basin. So Saraswati basin exhibited the basin between which two rivers? One side Ganga basin, one side the Indus basin. Which part of the Ganga? Yamuna. Which part of the you can say the Indus basin? The Satluj. In between the Saraswati river. बट दिस जोन यू नोट वेरी वेल. कभी कभी ये माना जाता है कि द यमुना एंड सरस्वती गंगा मीटिंग एट प्रयागराज. तो स्कॉलर्स हैज सेड दैट अर्लियर वन चैनल ऑफ द सरस्वती रिवर आल्सो मीट विद द यमुना, एंड यही फ्लो यमुना के साथ मिलकर कहाँ मिलता था? ये प्रयागराज में. दैट हैज़ बीन एक्सेप्टेड. But gradually, due to tectonic changes or climate change or many more factors, this part got disappeared, got dried up. And even major part of this zone also got dried up. Only which part is left now? This part is left. And this part nowadays we are calling by which name? Gaggar. Main flow of Gaggar in which state? Main flow? हरियाणा. तो हरियाणा में यमुना के अलावा कौन सी रिवर का डोमिनेंस है? Gaggar river ka. But Gaggar river is also going only Haryana or also some part of Rajasthan and little bit Himachal Punjab border as well, or Himachal Punjab side as well. But एक प्रोजेक्ट चलाई जा रहा है सरस्वती रिवाइवल प्रोजेक्ट. विच प्रोजेक्ट? सरस्वती रिवाइवल प्रोजेक्ट. सॉरी. सो सरस्वती रिवाइवल प्रोजेक्ट रिसेंटली इन द न्यूज़. तो घग्गर को ही डेवलप किया जा रहा है कि लिटिल बिट क्लीनिंग प्लस मोर वाटर इन दैट एरिया विल बी देयर. देन सरस्वती रिवाइवल प्रोजेक्ट. इस जोन में ड्रिल करके देखा जा रहा है, बोर वेल और ट्यूब वेल करके, जैसे कि होता है कि ड्रिल करेंगे, हो सकता है अंडरग्राउंड फ्लो सरस्वती का. अदरवाइज गग्गर में पानी ज़्यादा थ्रो किया जाएगा आसपास की रिवर को लेकर, एंड इसका नया नाम हो सकता है दोबारा सरस्वती, गग्गर को ही. Saraswati revival project. From which zone? Gaggar zone. If question comes up, which government is taking up, you can say Saraswati revival project? Haryana government. Haryana government project. This part. So, only thing that is important here, that which river is believed to be the successor of Saraswati? Believed, because still we don't have the proper evidences, but whatever evidences are indicating, believed to be the successor of Saraswati. Gaggar river. कई पार्ट सूख गए हैं इस जोन के अंदर. इनके सेडिमेंट आज भी दिखाई पड़ते हैं इस जोन में. दैट इज इंडिकेशन that if in the old scripture this name was there 1000 years back, this river was available. But due to the climate change, drought, etc., this river got dried up. So which phenomena has potential to make the river dry? Climate change. So climate change occurred in the past as well. So we notice it that river सूख भी सकती हैं फ्यूचर में आकर. तो बहुत पॉसिबिलिटीज बनती है. So Ghaggar River is in that area where earlier one mighty river, big river Saraswati flowed. So this much part is enough for the river section. एक लास्ट में एक रिवर का नाम और रिसेंटली आ रहा है, that we call in Meghalaya one river, उमनगॉट रिवर. और इसी जोन में इसको कभी कभी डॉकी रिवर ही बोल देते हैं. विच रिवर एज वेल? डॉकी रिवर. और विच स्टेट? Meghalaya. What is the relevance of this river in India and worldwide? One of the cleanest river in the world. और इंडिया की क्लीनेस्ट रिवर मानते हैं इसको, इंडियाज क्लीनेस्ट रिवर. इतनी क्लीन है कि इट इज़ लुकिंग लाइक ट्रांसपेरेंट वाटर. ट्रांसपेरेंट वाटर, जस्ट लाइक वी आर रनिंग ऑन द ग्लासेस. इंडियाज क्लीनेस्ट रिवर, बिल्कुल ट्रांसपेरेंट वाटर. अमनगॉट रिवर और डाउकी रिवर ऑफ मेघालय, इंडियाज क्लीनेस्ट रिवर. एंड दिस रिवर सो स्मॉल, इट इज़ नॉट एट ऑल कि कहाँ पर होगा ये, बट बांग्लादेश बॉर्डर पर है. मेघालय एंड विच बॉर्डर? बांग्लादेश बॉर्डर. अमनगॉट रिवर. एंड दिस रिवर इज़ ए पार्ट ऑफ द अल्टीमेटली, कहीं ना कहीं छोटी छोटी रिवर्स बड़ी रिवर में मिलती हैं, बड़ी रिवर फिर बड़ी रिवर में, एंड कहीं ना कहीं फिर ब्रह्मपुत्र या बराक साइड वाले जोन में हो गई. बट क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि व्हाट इज़ द बेनिफिट मेघालय गॉट ड्यू टू दिस टैग इंडियाज क्लीनेस्ट रिवर? टूरिज्म. तो पीपल आर नाउ गोइंग इन मेघालय टू सी दिस रिवर. टूरिज्म गॉट इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज हियर? इंक्रीज. बट ये टूरिज्म इस रिवर को अनक्लीन कर देगा, जिस वजह से बनी हुई है टूरिज्म. So that is also irony. Yamuna River, Dauki River is the cleanest river, but of course more and more tourism in that area. Then yes. So we have to know कि इसे कोशिश की जाए कि ये क्लीन बनी रहे and tourism optimum रहे, not too much. So it is all about the river section. इसके बाद जो भी रिवर होंगी आप मैंने कवर नहीं की हैं आपके घर के आसपास की, वो आपका होमवर्क होगा. हाँ, हर वो रिवर. बट आई डू बिलीव कम से कम लोगों ने जितनी भी रिवर हैं 500 किलोमीटर की से जो ज़्यादा लेंथ की रिवर है शायद सब कवर हो चुकी, बचती नहीं है और रिवर इतनी. हाँ, फल्गु रिवर एक रिवर है, छोटी सी रिवर है ये भी. एंड फल्गु रिवर इज़ आई डू बिलीव कि इसका एक अलग स्टेटस है, कभी लेंथ तो नहीं मान रहे हम. एक रिवर है फाल्गु रिवर. फाल्गु रिवर एक सिटी है बिहार में, गया. So Gaya is also famous city of the India. So Falgu River of Bihar. But Falgu River is also considered in the Ganga which basin? Ganga basin. A small river coming from peninsular India. Actually ये river ये झारखंड बिहार बॉर्डर से निकल कर which passing through the ये, तो छोटा नागपुर वाली रिवर है. Which river? ये this one? छोटा नागपुर. बट ये गंगा से ना मिलकर इसमें इतना पानी भी कम हो गया है कि ये एक रिवर और भी है, पुनपुन रिवर पास में. विच रिवर? पुनपुन. तो वन मोर रिवर इज देयर, पुनपुन रिवर. ये भी किस जोन में रिवर? ये भी झारखंड बिहार के रिवर है. तो इट इज सेड एट पुनपुन फाल्गु नियर बाई ईच अदर दे ऑल्सो मीट. बट इनमें इतना पानी नहीं है क्योंकि ये कहाँ से आ रही है, हिमालय से या छोटा नागू प्लेट्यू से? छोटा नागू प्लेट्यू. डिमांड ऑफ वाटर इज मोर हियर, हार्ड रॉक्स एंड ओवरऑल लेस वाटर. सो ऑलमोस्ट दीज आर ड्राइड अप. तो ये कैसी रिवर हो गई? थोड़ी ड्राई, लाइक क्वाइट ड्राई. बट वी आर नॉट सेइंग दैट कम्प्लीटली ड्राई, क्वाइट ड्राई. तो रिसेंटली एक प्रोजेक्ट लिया गया है बिहार गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू, गया रीजन में पानी रहे इस जोन में. एक डैम बनाया गया है इस रिवर पर, नॉर्मल डैम, रबर डैम. रबर डैम. तो रबर का एक डैम बनाया गया कि पानी थोड़ा स्टोर हो जाए टू रिवाइव द फाल्गु रिवर. फाल्गु रिवर का माइथोलॉजिकल सिग्निफिकेंस है. हाँ, कि थोड़ा गंगा के पानी को भी ट्रांसफ़र करेंगे इसमें, इसका रिवाइवल में बहुत कम पानी रह गया इसमें, इसका स्टेटस बना रहे हैं, रिजुविनेट कर पाएँ इस रिवर को. तो आजकल एक डैम बनाकर इस पानी को इकट्ठा किया जा रहा है गया सिटी के लिए. तो फाल्गु रिवर इज़ क्वाइट ड्राई बट थ्रू द रबर डैम वी आर ट्राइंग टू कलेक्ट द वाटर. So rubber dam is big dam, small dam, very small dam. To revive which river? To revive Falgo river. फाल्गु रिवर, और फाल्गु रिवर के निकट कौन सी रिवर है? दूसरी रिवर पुनपुन रिवर. तो बहुत सी रिवर है, छोटी छोटी रिवर इन दैट रीजन. यस प्लीज. Actually, if one question he asked, good question, this one as well, that suppose river is getting dry. So what is the likelihood due to which reason river can dry? This water is merging with another river, or this water largely going to groundwater? Groundwater. Actually, you will see there that if you throw the water on the dry land, so dry land already asking for water, and water will easily go downward. So first right of the water, you can say, for the ground. We consider that in which case river will be having enough water on the surface if already groundwater got saturated. So पहला अधिकार river पर किसका, water पर किसका है? Ground का. It is the nature made by percolation due to gravity. And once aquifers inside will be filled up, then remaining water will run on the surface. So which area has more water on the surface in the river? Already more groundwater, less groundwater there, more groundwater. And whichever surplus water on the surface. So once any zone is dry, then first of all the thirst of which area will be quenched or reduced? The ground. तो ग्राउंड में पानी एकदम चला जाता है, इसलिए ग्राउंड वाटर बना रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है, अदरवाइज रिवर भी ड्राई हो जाएंगी. पानी पहले ग्राउंड में जाता है, फिर रिवर में मिलता है. Okay, this part we have covered, and I am sure that whichever current event you can update also, and simple diagram, but the new topic will come up now after the water idea and Indian land idea, physiographic idea. We have covered land and we superimpose the water on that. Then we can take up even one more aspect, air on that also. Land, water, air. Land, water and air. And that we call which part also? The atmospheric studies. And atmospheric studies also we call climatic studies, or as we are discussing which part? Indian geography, then we can write down third module, Indian climate. Indian climate. So Indian climate means we have to discuss which aspect now? Atmospheric studies. But one question is there, that atmosphere and hydrosphere or water or the land that we call the lithosphere, these are separate or these are well connected? Well connected. We have to say water affecting the atmospheric condition, land is affecting the atmospheric condition, vice versa. There is deep connection between different layers of the nature, land, water, air combination. Land, water, air has amazing connection. And we have to make sure that this atmosphere is having a large impact on our life, beside the physiography, beside the water. And these are also having a relationship with the land inside, or land beneath it, or water beneath it. So land, water, air combination. It is a time of taking up another important area. But atmospheric studies, if we do for long-term studies and short-term studies. If short-term studies, for which purpose of atmosphere, how much temperature on the surface, how much rainfall we are getting, how much cloud or wind movement altogether, these kind of studies. This short-term study we call which phenomena? This phenomena. Weather phenomena. Yes, please. Weather phenomena. And long-term we call by which phenomena? Climate phenomena. Long-term means how much time period? 30 years or more than that. So the climate is one clue कि we have to judge that area for long term, not short term. 30 years or more than that. तो जो इस अभी गर्मी हो गई या अचानक कभी ठंडी हवा हो गई या रेनफॉल, we will call it is weather. But if we say in Thar Desert, more or less in long run, if you judge Thar is a rainy area, hot and dry area. Hot and dry. So hot and dry is the climate of the Thar. But Thar may suppose आज बारिश हो जाए, suppose. So we will say it is the weather of the Thar, short term. So which factor is more important in your opinion? The short term fluctuation or long term impact? Long term impact. Because life is dependent upon the long term more. Suppose in Thar, if I say generally, the dryness is the characteristic of the Thar. So maximum time Thar is dry. So long term average we consider of the temperature, rainfall, etc. But which two factors, main factors in the climate? In my opinion, whenever climate or weather is discussed with you, you have to discuss mainly which two part? Temperature and rain. How much temperature in one area, how much rainfall in this area. You can combine these two. Hot and dry, hot and humid, cold and dry, cold and humid. We can combine to say which condition going on. So as far as India is concerned, in your opinion, Indian climate, we have to consider temperature wise or rainfall wise. Then which kind of climate India would be having temperature wise? Hot climate, cold climate. Generally, some exception could be there, but generally our climate is hot climate. Cold conditions are for few days. Main condition of the India, generally we can say the either North India, South India, Middle India, generally hot. Hot climate. And hot due to which reason? More sunlight. And why more sunlight? Tropical condition. And rainfall wise, Indian rainfall is, you can say, the throughout the year rainfall, seasonal rainfall. Seasonal rainfall. And the seasonal rainfall is also, you can say, that which kind of phenomena? Monsoon. So if we combine rainfall and temperature or hot and seasonal rainfall, then which two things are important for the Indian climate? Tropical, monsoon. The scholars say that Indian climate we have to say temperature wise tropical, hot, and seasonal rainfall we can say monsoon. Tropical, monsoon, two words for Indian climate. These two words are suffice to indicate the Indian climate. Tropical monsoon. It means if we travel across the India throughout the year rainfall, seasonal rainfall, particular season. Which season maximum rainfall for India? June, July, August, September, especially July, August. And temperature wise, maximum time, long term average, if we even consider, then it is which condition? Hot condition, cold condition? Hot condition. So conceptually, hot condition, more sunlight means tropical region, and conceptually, the seasonal rainfall is nothing but monsoon phenomena, tropical monsoon. The worldwide scholars use two words for Indian climate, tropical monsoon. Tropical monsoon is the perfect way to discuss the Indian climate. Now, tropical is, of course, because of which region? Which line is passing through? Tropical answer. Suppose I use this tropical word. Tropical word. This word I just ask you. Then you know it very well as far as Indian map is concerned. Then many times in the map of the India we describe that which famous line? Cancel line, and this line passing through like that. This area of the India we are calling tropical, and this part of the India we are calling subtropical, correct? Then what should be the right word for the Indian climate? South India tropical monsoon climate, North India subtropical monsoon climate. But why scholars have emphasized on tropical over subtropical? Because of the Himalaya. Because you know that India has a special physiography. As I said, the physiography has very good impact, or land has very large impact on the atmosphere and vice versa. Which famous, you can see the mountains India is having in the north, the mountain, Himalayan shield. And what is the impact of this Himalayan part? Blocking which wind? Siberian winds. If Himalaya had not been here, then North India would have got lots of cold air. And this would have made Indian north very cold, very hot. very cold. It is said Delhi would have been cold desert if Himalaya had not been here. Punjab had been a cold desert, would have been cold desert if Himalaya had not been here. Many more North Indian states would have been the cold desert. Similar latitude in Afghanistan, Iran, many more nations we have the cold desert. Similarly, China also has many cold desert in that latitude area. So Indian subtropical area, relatively hotter area, colder area due to this region, hotter. So it is said that even South North India, due to Himalayan action, North India, despite tropical or despite which area? Despite subtropical, behaving like tropical or acting like tropical in terms of temperature, behaving like tropical. Because of which factor? Or tropical means hot. Because of which reason? Himalaya blocking which wind? Siberian winds. So North India be or subtropical India be like a tropical because of the Himalayan barrier. So that's why more or less barring Ladakh or northernmost area we can say Indian climate is hot climate, cold climate. Only which area of the India having the more and more you can say the cold condition north of Himalaya, Siberian wind can reach. And which area this one? Ladakh. But maximum part of Ladakh right now in our control or controlled by China and Pakistan. So this is the of course Ladakh का major part cold है. Otherwise rest of the India largely hot climate. Even subtropical is also acting like a tropical. This question UPSC asked once in your prelim exam that why Indian climate is tropical climate, not the subtropical in the north. What is the factor? The main cause is the Himalayan barrier. So Himalaya making North India also warmer touch, colder touch, warmer touch by blocking which winds? By blocking Siberian cold winds. In many countries in the same latitude as the Delhi latitude, suppose you go this side or this side, many area cold enough because of the Siberia wind easily reaching. They don't have Himalaya here or here. So subtropical area in some portion cold, but our side subtropical area is also very hot. राजस्थान का मेजर एरिया किस में आता है? Subtropical. Thar desert mainly subtropical. So you can see even Delhi, you will see the temperature even 38, 30, 39 डिग्री हो गया. अभी अप्रैल चल रहा है. मई में तो 40 डिग्री शूट करेगा. बहुत जल्दी रिपोर्ट आ रही है कि इस बार और हीट वेव होगी, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग फर्दर, क्लाइमेट चेंज फर्दर. 45 एज वेल इट कुड बी. 48 तक रिकॉर्ड किया गया दिल्ली के अंदर. 48 डिग्री लाइक दैट. सो मेनी पार्ट ऑफ द नॉर्थ इंडिया ऑल्सो, पंजाब हरियाणा भी काफ़ी गर्म हो जाते because of Siberian winds not reaching or cold winds not reaching easily, only you can say the hotter touch. So Himalaya also we have to bring into picture to give one touch of tropical climate to the India even in the north. Technically North India is subtropical, but feeling wise, feel wise, even North India or subtropical India also behaving like tropical because of the Himalayan barrier blocking the Siberian cold winds. But which phenomena widely discussed, tropical word or monsoon for India? Monsoon. That is the main source of the water. And no other topic in Indian climate as popular as the monsoon term. It is the main theme of our discussion, monsoon. So I will focus more on the monsoon part. Just like in the river section, we focus more on the Ganga, and in south the Godavari. And in case of the kind of you can say physiography, we focus more on the Himalaya, and for factual purpose the plateau India. Similarly, monsoon is the main topic of the Indian climate. But once you say monsoon, then which image in your mind about the monsoon? Rain. But for some people it is the wind system. Some would say it is the moisture laden winds. But what is exactly the monsoon term is defining or determining or giving us the meaning? What is the real meaning of the monsoon? Monsoon का real meaning क्या है? Seasonal reversal of the winds. Seasonal reversal of the winds. That is the true meaning of the monsoon or true definition of monsoon. Seasonal reversal of the winds. What do you mean by that? One season will change like summer season to winter season or vice versa, winter to summer. Then in India, suppose it is the summer season going on, or you can say uh, the another season like winter season. Suppose well, it is summer season, June season or July, like that, June, July time. That is, you can say the Jan or Feb or December time, like that. And normally, if I just say here that which winds are there in India, these kind of winds coming to India, coming from ocean, coming from the land, ocean to land, moist wind, dry wind, moist winds. Plenty of rainfall or no rainfall, plenty of rain, June, July, August, Sawan Bhadau time. But in winter time or in this time, we have this kind of wind, land to ocean or ocean to land. And these are generally coming from the land. Land is not having water much, unlike the ocean, and dry wind these are. Thus less rainfall in winter time. But which kind of direction of the wind you can check in India? Same direction, opposite direction. Opposite direction. Seasonal reversal of the wind. As seasons will change, wind will also change the direction. So ये कुछ ऐसा है कि जैसे मौसम बदलेगा हवाएं भी अपना रुख बदल लेंगी. मौसम बदला, हवाओं ने रुख बदल लिया. तो नेचर से ह्यूमन बीइंग भी सीखते हैं, पॉलिटिकल लीडर और ज़्यादा सीखते हैं. हाँ, खेमा चेंज करते हैं, सीजन मौसम बदलेगा, रुख देखकर अपना पासा पलट लिया. तो मानसून इज़ वन इंडिकेशन कि नेचर में ऐसे ही है फिनोमिना, सीजनल रिवर्सल. And that is very important system or important behavior of the wind mechanism, seasonal reversal of the winds. So we observe in largely summer season, June, July, August, September, this phenomena. Rest of the time India has this kind of wind, seasonal reversal of the winds. And you can even consider that these winds which are moving here, even we call by some name as well. For example, you know that it is the north, it is south, it is east, it is west. And which side these winds are coming here? Southwest to northeast. But what is the name is given? Southwest monsoon winds. And in winter time, which wind these are? Suppose the opposite direction wind, seasonal reversal. And which wind you will call that? Northeast. So naming of the wind based on which thing? Direction, but which direction? From where they come or where they go? From where they come. Or direction of approach to any area. From where they come. But ज़्यादा better क्या term होती है? Direction of approach in any given area. Direction of approach. Why I'm saying direction of approach rather than where they originate? Suppose I ask you here that it is Indian area, correct? And it is which famous line? Equator. Suppose initially ये wind इस direction में चल रही है, south of the equator. तो what name you will call? किस area से approach कर रही है? Southeast. So we will call by which name? Southeast. But after crossing the equator, suppose they go to this direction, then they become what? Southwest. So for people here, suppose we live in this part of the India, for us it is approaching from which direction? Southwest. For in that area, what they would call here? Southeast. So name of the wind same or name of the wind also change? It is the exact origin, the naming, or direction of approach also. Direction of approach. The same southeast wind can become southwest after crossing the equator. Similarly, if I say that in India some winds are coming from this direction, these kind of wind coming from which direction? West side. So we will call which wind these are? Westerlies. But अगर ये थोड़ा सा इधर शिफ्ट हो जाए हिमालय के साइड से, so these are coming from which side? Northwesterlies. So we will call these wind by which name? Northwesterlies. तो जब तक ये यहाँ पर है वेस्टर्लीज है, पर यहाँ के लोगों के लिए क्या होगा, नॉर्थ वेस्टर्लीज। सिमिलरली अगर ये विंड बे बंगाल में जा रही हैं, then what you will call this wind by name here, which wind these are, साउथ वेस्ट। बट अगर ये विंड इधर क्रॉस कर जाए तो वी विल कॉल दिस विंड फॉर द पीपल हियर, विच विंड दीज आर, ईस्टर्लीज और slightly south or southeasterlies. We can call different name. So direction of the approach is the fundamental for the naming of the wind. We have to accept it. Okay, we must see in any given area, in a given region, just like river have different names. So name of the wind also change with the region. Region to region, winds are having different names. Same wind, but we have the different names. So we have to check from which direction these are approaching to us. Which thing is important in the wind naming? Direction of approach in any given region. In any given region. एक ही विंड कई नाम हो सकते हैं, just like any river having several name in different area. So we have to know this part also. Naming of the winds. The direction of approach in any given region. Now, if we say that of course one common name for us southwest monsoon winds here or here or here, and it means India could have only southwest monsoon wind or India could have other wind as well, correct? Like westerlies का एक फॉर्म होती है, नॉर्थ वेस्टर्लीज और ईस्टर्लीज. इवन इन हिंदी वी कॉल बाय विच नेम, वेस्टर्ली विंड वी कॉल पछुआ, एंड हिंदी में ईस्टर्ली विंड वी कॉल पुरवैया. तो ईस्टर्ली विंड वी कॉल बाय विच नेम, पुरवैया. अब तो यूपीएससी में क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली ऐसे ही आने लगे, पुरवैया. वो आपको ईस्टर्ली दे ही नहीं रहे हैं, पुरवैया डायरेक्टली पूछ रहे हैं. पुरवैया, पछुआ, वी हैव टू नो दिस वर्ड एज वेल. पुरवैया फ्रॉम बे बंगाल, दे come to UP बिहार साइड और बंगाल साइड, पुरवैया. एंड वेस्टर्ली को हम क्या कह सकते हैं, प्योर वेस्टर्ली किसी दिन आ गई यहाँ पर कुछ भी, देन पछुआ, पछुआ, पुरवैया, दिस काइंड ऑफ वर्ड वी कैन यूज. सो इट इज गुड दैट वी हैव टू नो एंड वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट. But question is that why winds are reaching in such a manner in India? Why seasonal reversal taking place? Why is so special that India is worldwide famous for monsoon climate or seasonal reversal of the winds? Even it is said that true monsoon for India or Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent means neighborhood as well, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Maldives. This region is also having the similar phenomena. Indian subcontinent. So monsoon word, you can say seasonal reversal only for India or our neighboring side as well, and Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent. If question comes up in our neighborhood also, maximum countries having which climate? Seasonal reversal of the wind. Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent means which Asia? South Asia. SAARC nation even we call Sri Lanka, India, Nepal. Main country is India, that's why we call India. India or Indian subcontinent. The areas Himalaya to which ocean? Indian Ocean. Or one side Hindu Kush, one side Arakan, this entire zone. Even some part of Myanmar also having the monsoon climate, Indian subcontinent. But question is that this Indian subcontinent having also one word, true monsoon. What do you mean by true monsoon? Complete reversal, partial reversal? Complete reversal. विंड लगभग 180 डिग्री टर्न ले ले, एक डायरेक्शन ये वाली, एक डायरेक्शन ये वाली, सेम डायरेक्शन, अपोजिट डायरेक्शन, अपोजिट, कंप्लीट रिवर्सल दैट वी कॉल. दो इट इज हैपनिंग इन जापान ऑल्सो, ऑस्ट्रेलिया ऑल्सो, ईस्ट अफ्रीका ऑल्सो, मेनी पार्ट ऑफ चाइना ऑल्सो, एंड सम अदर नेशन इन द वर्ल्ड रिवर्सल. बट इन अवर साइड इट इज परफेक्ट रिवर्सल दैट वी कॉल ट्रू मानसून. So you can say that Indian condition is like that we almost see complete reversal, opposite direction. Not you can say suppose एक wind इधर चल रही है, अचानक ये इधर चलने लगे, ये भी ऐसा लग रहा है कि रिवर्सल सा हो रहा है, बट कंप्लीट रिवर्सल और इम्परफेक्ट रिवर्सल, नॉट 180 डिग्री टर्न. एंड ये मानसून कंप्लीट रिवर्सल की फॉर्म में हम नॉर्मली कहते हैं. ट्रू मानसून फॉर विच सब कॉन्टिनेंट? इंडियन. ब्रेक मिलेगा पक्का. अब डिस्कस करेंगे लास्ट में इस टॉपिक को, जो मेन टॉपिक है पूरे इस सिलेबस में भी आप कह सकते हैं मेन टॉपिक, इन माय ओपिनियन मोर कॉन्सेप्चुअल, मानसून मैकेनिज्म। क्या बिहेवियर है मानसून का, क्यों कंप्लीट रिवर्सल हो रहा है, क्यों इतनी बारिश होती है, मौसम नाम चेहरा पूंजी वाला मानसून मैकेनिज्म, क्यों कम बारिश हो जाती है कभी कभी, कब बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश हो सकती है, मानसून मैकेनिज्म। Purvaya, we can say even in your opinion, suppose we say it is easterlies, though we call Purvaya, बट ये साउथ ईस्टर्लीज भी कुछ स्कॉलर बोल सकते हैं, बट मैक्सिमम स्कॉलर स्पीक सिंपली द ईस्टर्लीज। तो बे बंगाल से आने वाली हवाएं ईस्टर्लीज बोल देते हैं इनको हम, पुरवैया। यस प्लीज। कंप्लीट रिवर्सल मीन्स दैट एक फिनोमिना की कुछ दिन तक ये हवाएं ऐसे चल रही हैं, अचानक हवाएं कैसे हो गई, तो ये कैसा हो गया कंप्लीट रिवर्सल। एक सीज़न में सपोज इंडिया है ये, तो इंडिया में हवाएं ऐसे आई, अगले सीज़न में हवाएं कैसे हो गई हैं कंप्लीट। रन इज ओके, यस करेक्ट। रन वर्ड जो है ये डेजर्ट के लिए आता है, रन ऑफ कच्छ। डेजर्ट ना, हाँ गलत है वो, मतलब रण का मतलब है, गुजराती वर्ड है ये, बट इसका मतलब है डेजर्ट, रण। हाँ तो रण का मतलब डेजर्ट है। हाँ डेजर्ट ही तो लिखा है, सही तो लिखा है, मतलब गुजराती शब्द है, मीनिंग डेजर्ट है। हाँ सही है, हाँ करेक्ट। हाँ हम्म, अच्छा कल छुट्टी रहेगी इनकी। ओहो चलिए। ठीक है मैं कर दूँ। Yes, please. Correct. Brackish water lake we can find both the side. Chilka Lake, Vembanad Lake, Chilka on the eastern coast. Uh, this part as a wetland will be discussed in your environmental issues. But I will also try my best कि कोई मैप आपको दे दिया जाए लेक बनाकर। हाँ brackish water lake, if you talk about uh, the brackish water lake number wise it is western side, but area wise is a large size than eastern side more. कोल्लूरू फ्रेश वाटर, कोल्लूरू लेक इनसाइड है, थोड़ा अंदर जाकर है, इनलैंड है, बट पुलिकट बिल्कुल कोस्टल लाइन पर है। यस करेक्ट। ब्रैकिश वाटर केरला के अंदर हम इनको बैक वाटर ही बोलते हैं केरला में। हाँ तो लगून्स आर नथिंग बट ब्रैकिश वाटर लेक। यस Which one? Ghaggar river is Ghaggar Hakra. Actually, in the Haryana side, until part of Rajasthan, it is Ghaggar river. But it is said that till Gujarat and Sindh area, it was also flowing in the past, and the name was Hakra. So Ghaggar Hakra channel we call. But Hakra part of the Ghaggar in Sindh area of the Gujarat or Gujarat and Sindh area now dried up. उस एरिया को हम हाकरा चैनल बोलते थे पहले. हिस्टोरियन ने इसको डिकोड किया है पास्ट. Actually, this conceptual part, monsoon mechanism, it is generally said that to decode this mechanism is quite difficult because monsoon is normal phenomena or complex phenomena. Complex phenomena. Normal complex, highly complex. Highly complex phenomena. Still research going on. Why certain year India has more rainfall or Indian subcontinent? Why certain year lesser rainfall? Why particular days we have more rainfall? Why particular days suddenly there is rainfall decrease? Highly complex phenomena. That's why decoding or understanding of this mechanism easy task or difficult task? Highly difficult task. That's why time to time even our scientists fail to give the right prediction about the Indian monsoon rainfall. Or that's why we have sometime more flood because we don't get preparation for that. Neither we have flood prediction easy nor the drought prediction easy. So India is one of the countries in the world having more flood and drought. I think in bigger size, no country having as much frequency of flood and drought as India is having. So due to the which nature of the Indian climate, monsoon nature, because it is normal or highly complex. It means it is having only one kind of concept or many things are affecting it, many things. And it is so much complex. Scientists used to say one statement about the monsoon. Monsoon mechanism or monsoon is the second most difficult thing to decode. फर्स्ट डिफिकल्ट थिंग क्या है लाइफ में किसी के लिए भी डिकोड करना ह्यूमन नेचर को समझना इंसानी मिजाज को समझना और दूसरा मुश्किल काम है मानसून के मिजाज को समझना तो मानसून को समझना भी बट पहला नेचर ह्यूमन नेचर ही रहेगा बट दिस पार्ट यू नोट वेरी वेल scientists tried their best Britishers even afterwards and three concepts are there in the monsoon we call one concept thermal concept which concept थर्मल कॉन्सेप्ट वी विल डिस्कस क्यों इतना डिफिकल्ट है इट मीन्स कि इस पर कई फैक्टर काम कर रहे हैं एलिनो लानिना क्लाइमेट चेंज इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल जेट स्ट्रीम लैंड ओशन डिफरेंस and many more terms are coming up pollution etc so Indian system is highly complex in terms of the monsoon part. And earlier, some British scholar tried their best to decode this monsoon by using thermal concept. Later on, because it is so complex, other concept also required to further elaborate dynamic concept. Time to time, and also modern concept in present times. This modern concept based on the recent researches. Recent researches like El Nino, La Nina and many more things we can discuss. But which was the first concept properly given to decode this part? Thermal, then dynamic, then this part. Thermal concept given in 17th century by Britishers. Dynamic concept given in 1950s. And afterwards, 1960s onwards, more researches, then modern concept we include. Afterwards, whichever thing, then we call the modern concept. So last 30, 40, 50, 60 years में जो researches हो रही हैं But one by one, first the thermal concept, then the dynamic concept, step by step. Then if I say first which concept? Thermal concept to decode the monsoon. Thermal concept. This concept was given in 17th century, 1686, exact year, by one that time which people ruled India, British, and one British scholar, Edmund Halley. British scholar Edmund Halley. एक्चुअली 1686 तक ब्रिटिश इंडिया को समझ गए थे एंड दे वर इंटरेस्टेड एंड दे वर सीइंग वन काइंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी इन द इंडियन एरिया and they try to understand India, its climate, its physiography, many things to understand this part. Edmund Halley, one scholar. There's the same scholar on his name, Halley Comet. He never visited India, but he collected the data from the various scholars and also the British, you can say the merchants or the traders, and which kind of weather India is having, which kind of winds are running, which kind of rainfall occurring. And he tried to decode the reversal of the monsoon because everybody has said that in Indian area we see just opposite winds as season change. And this was a matter of the curiosity for Edmund Halley also, and he tried to decode it. Actually, uh, Arab trader also played the role to give this term. Arab traders like Al-Masudi, scholar, for example, one scholar of the Arab, they use also one term for Indian weather, Mausim. Because once first, you can say the Arabs reached to India through the sea route. And when they came from the sea route, western side, Arabian Peninsula, then they notice one thing when they come to June, July time, then they have which kind of wind here? Monsoon. Then their ship basically having one advantage. They have the extra pull to go to which side? Indian side. And their ships, you can say, easily reach to Indian coast. It is good time or bad time for them? Good time. But if they want to come in the winter time, which wind is there? Opposite. So they said that okay, it is the unique nature of the Indian system, and they called it Mosim. Mosim word, first of all, is given by Arab traders. Later on, the same word Europeans used. Okay, one kind of wind here, the southwest, another opposite here. Then the same word Mosim gradually become which term? Monsoon. तो मौसम बिगड़ते बिगड़ते मानसून हो गया. तो ये मौसम का मीनिंग क्या अरब लैंग्वेज में? एक तरह से इंडिया का ये कैसा सीज़न था? यूनिक सीज़न, एक अलग सा एक सीज़न इंडियन जोन में, यूनिक सीज़न. एंड सेम टर्म मौसम बिकेम मानसून. So generally it is said that monsoon term is like that. So not only Indians were aware of, but even outsider also aware of regarding the Indian conditions or Indian system. And they were very fond of to decode the India because Indian area full of rainfall, full of rivers as well. A kind of area that is one side the highest mountain, one side the massive ocean, the Indian Ocean, a perfect fort-like condition, and also fertile land, the Great Plain, coastal plain. And this tendency even to anyhow to reach to India, having trade with India, spices, cotton, many kind of things were there. So thermal concept, you can say the British also took the interest to decode it. A famous scholar of that time, Edmund Halley of 1686 time, has put forward this concept by judging the Indian geography. And this fellow has mentioned that this thermal concept as named such a thermal heat based, and he used one term that this reversal happening or cause behind that, according to him, seasonal reversal, differential heating between land and ocean, between land and ocean. India one side having massive land till Himalayan side, and India in south having the massive ocean body, the Indian Ocean. Differentiating between land and ocean, and this differentiating is also attributed to which factor? Because of the specific heat differences. Differentiating related to which factor? Related to the specific heat. Differences between land or between, you can say, the rock and the water. Can you tell me what do you mean by this part as mentioned by the scholar to decode the thermal concept or seasonal reversal of the winds? For him, the seasonal reversal of the wind caused by which factor? Seasonal reversal of the wind. The special monsoon or seasonal reversal of winds or monsoon word. क्यों seasonal reversal हो रहा है? According to him, which thing could be taken into consideration? Differentiating between land and ocean relate to which concept? Say specific heat concept. Actually, you are well aware of rock is made up by, or land or rock made up by sand or sediments, and you know the ocean or water bodies. But if you consider sunlight, if we have the land and we have the water, suppose it is our land and we have the water, same sunlight is falling on the land and same sunlight is falling on the water surface, then which surface will be easily heated? The land, because it is made up by sand. You apply little bit heat to the sand, sand is getting easily hotter. But water takes more heat to get warmer. Suppose you boil the water, water will take time. It requires enormous heat to get boiled. But same way if you put the sand, sand is instantly getting heated. That is the nature. Every material is different in nature. So water and the land has different kind of composition, different kind of behavior. And water demand more heat to get have the same temperature or same amount of heat? More. So high specific heat, low specific heat water. वाटर कैरीज हाई स्पेसिफिक हीट इज ज़्यादा एनर्जी चाहिए उतना ही टेम्परेचर को लाने में, तो वाटर हैज़ वी कॉल हाई स्पेसिफिक हीट. What do you mean by specific heat? Amount of the heat required for increasing 1 degree Celsius temperature. High specific heat requirement for the water. But sand की nature क्या है? Same heat is required or less heat is required? Less heat to reach to the same temperature. लो स्पेसिफिक हीट, सैंड जल्दी गर्म हो जाता है कम हीट के अंदर भी. लो स्पेसिफिक हीट. सो इफ आई से that in summer season, suppose June month going on, more sunlight over India, then which area will be easily hotter? Land. But which area it will be cooler? The water. Water will not be as hot as the land. If I say one area is very hot, it means another area is not as hot or slightly cooler as compared to hotter region. Suppose here 40 degrees Celsius temperature in June, it could be 20 degrees Celsius temperature. So that is the difference. But in winter time, he noticed that same sand or land or rock, if less sunlight is reaching in winter time, so sand is instantly getting cooler also, and it is getting colder easily. But water maintains the same temperature almost. Water is neither getting heated easily nor getting cooler easily. The water is retaining the heat for long time. So water we call easily getting colder in winter time, not getting colder. That's why if you just boil the water, water will remain warmer for a long time. But sand you keep or you remove the heat, sand will be instantly colder also. That is the nature of the sand. So in June time it is the behavior. But in suppose winter time, December time, what is the behavior of the same area? Suppose it is the same land and same water in our surrounding. But if we write down the different month here, which month? For example, the December time we write down here December. Then sunlight is more here or less here? Less. Because winter time, you know, December time sun exactly on Capricorn, far south. Slanting rays are more, inclined rays are more, minimum sunlight. So it is time of heat release or heat gain, heat release. And sand is quickly getting colder. So which area is cold enough? But water you touch on the surface, water is warmer, colder, warmer. So Indian land having in June time this behavior, Indian land in winter time will be having this behavior as compared to nearby ocean, differentiating between land and ocean. And by using this concept, this fellow, okay, this is the scenario here. Even if we discuss here that kind of part here. You know already this part we have covered the river section, and here that same land in you can say the kind of summer season getting hot, and it is the cool condition in summer, and vice versa in which time, in winter time. तो विंटर टाइम में वाटर में गर्म लगता है और लैंड हमें कूल लगती है. Ground water, have you ever seen, suppose summer season is started now, if you take the ground water will be colder or warmer as compared to land? Cooler right now. But same water we extract in winter time, it looks like warmer. The water has changed the condition or land easily getting changed the condition? Land. तो सेम वाटर अंदर हमें विंटर में गर्म लगेगा क्योंकि लैंड क्विकली चेंजिंग द बिहेवियर. So same land is very hot during the summer season time. But if you apply the logic as Halley or British scholar also use this part, thermal part here, then he basically correlated two condition. One condition he talked about which time? June to September, because that is the time of more sunlight. And what he considered that it is the land, it is nearby water, like Arabian Sea water, for example, water here. And he considered that land is as getting more sunlight is which region? Hot. But this side is slightly cooler condition as compared to the land. The surface temperature of the ocean water is cooler than the land. Correct? And if we apply here the logic, then hot condition in the atmosphere, air molecule which are attached with the land or attached with the water, atmospheric condition, then expansion or contraction of the molecule by hot condition. Expansion will make air molecule lighter, heavier. Lighter thing has tendency to rise or sink. Rise, and after rising this air start uplifting like that. And once air will rise in upper portion, then less air on the surface, more air is now on the surface. Less air means low pressure, high pressure, low pressure. So what is the fundamental to call low pressure? Less air, more air. Less air in any given area, we have less air means low pressure. That is the fundamental concept. So hot condition of the surface will create which condition over here? Low pressure. Low pressure means less air, pre-air pressure. On the contrary, if it is the cooler water, as compared to the land, so here cool condition will make air molecule closer or air molecule away from each other, closer. Mean denser air or lighter air? Denser. Denser thing has tendency to rise more, to sink more, to sink more. And if sinking is more, then which kind of tendency it will be leading to here? Sinking will lead to more air in that location. And we will call this area high pressure, low pressure, high pressure. Then we will say that this area is high pressure. So if I say that one side we have the high pressure and one side we have the low pressure. HP high pressure, one side the low pressure. Low pressure means air molecule are maximum or minimum here? Less. But here air molecule more and more near the surface. So air, will try to move from surplus area to deficit area. Just like water is moving high to low, similarly wind also move high to low. And this circulation will start high pressure to low pressure. So we call that the general air movement high pressure to low pressure, or wind start moving like that to fill the gap. and this we will call wind. But this wind is coming from the ocean or the land? Ocean, like that. Suppose it is our area, and major land of the India, northward, southward, northward. So major, you can say low pressure area in central India, North India, like that, low pressure. But nearby that we have the surrounding water. Suppose it is due to cool area, high pressure, and wind will move high pressure to low pressure. And as winds are approaching from south to north, or rather southwest to northeast, we call by which name this wind? Southwest monsoon wind. Southwest monsoon wind. High pressure to low pressure movement. So which thing we can notice that wind is horizontal movement, vertical movement? Horizontal. Always remember this concept. Horizontal movement of air led by which difference? Led by pressure difference. And pressure difference led by generally which condition? The temperature condition. Temperature dependent upon whether we are on the land or we are on the water. So many things are interrelated. So horizontal movement led by pressure difference we call wind. So wind is vertical movement or horizontal movement? Horizontal movement of air. And which wind running you can say? The southwest monsoon wind. High pressure to low pressure. The wind ka movement we know whichever area has more air, whichever area has less air zone, low pressure area will attract the air from the surrounding region. And whichever area is surplus, it will give. In nature, distribution comes up and then balancing act that we call to make a balance. जैसे वाटर भी मूव करता है हाई टू लो टू मेक ए बैलेंस, एक एरिया पानी ना रह जाए, हर जगह मिलता जाए. So here moves high pressure to low pressure. In summer season, June to September, that is the condition. So which thing we can note down here? That pressure and temperature has any relationship or no relationship? Then generally hotter the condition, which pressure? Low pressure, and vice versa. Cooler the condition, high pressure. So generally that exception could also be there. Very important to note down. It is not always true. Some exception. Generally temperature and pressure has which relationship? Temperature and pressure? Inverse relationship. So that thumb rule we have to adopt. Most of the time we have the hotter the condition or high temperature, low pressure, and vice versa. So whichever area hot enough, low pressure or high pressure? Low pressure. And low pressure means attraction or repulsion? Attraction. The wind will try to come from surrounding area. So generally temperature pressure have inverse relationship. Hotter the condition, lower the pressure. The same logic we apply in another time also. Suppose then you note very well same land in Jan month, December month, Feb month, even March time, or you can say the October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March around. Then the same land of the India and same water here. But which tendency will be there in winter time? Suppose I write down here the time period of which time? You can say October to even March, April, you can say November, December, Jan, Feb, March, April, May. Maximum May तक ये phenomena दिखाई पड़ता है. June onwards sufficient heating, then we notice. Then which behavior is there? That October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March, April, and few days of this part here. Then relatively this area is which kind of condition? Water condition, October, November, December, Jan, Feb, relatively which condition? Due to land and water, land has which nature? Also cold enough, thus maintaining with pressure? High pressure. But nearby water, the low pressure condition as compared to cold land. It means air will move land to ocean, ocean to land, land to ocean. Dry wind or humid wind? Dry wind. Suppose it is the Indian area, तो दिसंबर में, जैन में, सब फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कोर्स ऑफ फेब में फिर भी ये प्रेशर थोड़ा लैंड ठंडी रहती है एज कम्पेयर टू जून जुलाई, हाई प्रेशर. But this side water will be slightly warmer and wind will move this side to this side. इसको क्या कहेंगे आप? Northeast up wind or southwest monsoon wind? Northeast monsoon winds. But these winds, moist wind or dry wind? Dry. So October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March, April, high rainfall time or less rainfall time for us? So right now, plenty of rainfall for India or minimum rainfall for India? Minimum rainfall. But June, July, September the best suitable time for us. So it means that of course we have to accept it that Britishers tried to explain the monsoon based on which concept? Thermal concept, take into consideration temperature aspects of land and water. Based on differential heating of land and ocean in relation with specific heat concept. If question comes specific heat, yes, of course, that caused the differential heating between land and ocean. Differential heating created the different pressure. Different pressure means seasonal reversal of the wind as season change, like that. तो इस सीजन में ये वाली विंड चलती और इस सीजन में ये, बट कौन सी विंड रेनफॉल करेंगे? साउथ वेस्ट. विच विंड मोर इम्पोर्टेंट टू अस? साउथ वेस्ट, which are causing the rainfall for us. So June, July, August, September is more important. Now one question is there. If we have to make the thumb rule for rest of the part also in physical geography, world geography, Indian geography altogether, or in nature, which thing we are realizing? It is the land that is changing quickly its temperature, responding to the sunlight, or you can say the amount of sunlight coming to us, or the water. Land. Land is instantly getting heated. If sunlight is increasing a little bit in summer season, same land is getting colder in which time? Little bit winter time. तो विंटर कंडीशन में सडनली ये सेम लैंड कोल्ड हो जाती है, कूल हो जाती है, हाई प्रेशर, बट वाटर रिमेन स्टिल वार्मर. विंटर टाइम में भी वार्म होता है. सो दैट थिंग वी हैव टू कंसीडर कि ओशंस जनरली रिमेन सेम. तो in your opinion, if I write down oceans, we call stabilizers. What we call? Stabilizers. Climatic stabilizer. Neither getting heated easily nor getting colder easily, or heat sink. Heat को संभालना जानते हैं. गर्मियों में इतने गर्म नहीं होंगे, विंटर में इतने कूल नहीं होंगे, because of massive water inside. जितना ज़्यादा वाटर उतना ज़्यादा बिहेवियर वाटर का बिहेवियर है, नाइदर गेटिंग हीटेड ईजिली नॉर गेटिंग कोल्डर ईजिली. तो ओशंस नेचर ने क्यों बनाए हैं? स्टेबिलिटी देने के लिए एंड टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल करने के लिए, एंड मेनी मोर बेनिफिट वी ऑल हैव एज वी आर अवेयर ऑफ. बट वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट बेनिफिट ऑफ द ओशन स्टेबिलिटी इन अवर सिस्टम. If ocean had not been here, this massive ocean would not have been here. Then only land had been there, summer would have been extra hotter, and winter would have been extra colder. Lifeless area this earth would have been. The oceans are not meaningless for us, rather quite useful for us. तो ओशन में जो इतना पानी है, तब भी ओशन स्टेबल बने हुए, खामोश बने हुए, स्थिर रहते हैं ओशन. तो ओशन में चेंजेस बहुत कम होते हैं. इट इज़ द लैंड दैट इज चेंजिंग. तो ओशन को हम कहते हैं समंदर भी. इससे एक समझ सकते हैं शेड से इस पार्ट को, इसको, इसकी स्टेबिलिटी को, इसके हीट सिंक नेचर को, कार्बन सिंक नेचर को, कि ओशन को समंदर कहते हैं. जो लैंड पर चेंजेस होते हैं, जैसे कि थोड़ा सा पानी होगा लैंड पर, इधर उधर भागेगा रिवर की फॉर्म में. बट ओशन में इतना वाटर, 97% वाटर ऑफ द अर्थ, इवन दो ओशन रिमेन स्टेबल. तो रिवर को हम क्या कहते हैं? जो लैंड पर बहती हैं नदियाँ छोटी छोटी, ये सब दरिया. पर ओशन तो इतना बड़ा होता है. ओशन को समंदर. जोशे दरिया से कहता है समंदर का सुकून. मतलब दरिया है, जैसे रिवर है, ये दरिया, ये सब बह रही हैं इधर उधर. जोशे दरिया से कहता है समंदर का सुकून, जिसमें जितना ज़र्फ़ है वो उतना ही खामोश है. हा? तो ओशन साइलेंट होके काम कर रहे हैं, लगातार काम कर रहे हैं, पर ये मैसिव वाटर बॉडी लेके भी कोई कंप्लेन नहीं, कोई ग्रज नहीं है. एंड ओशंस आर स्टेबलाइजर्स ऑफ आवर सिस्टम. नहीं बिल्कुल. हाँ, मतलब ये है कि लैंड पर बदलाव बहुत हो रहे हैं, अनलाइक द वाटर. जोशे दरिया से कहता है समंदर का सुकून, जिसमें जितना ज़र्फ़ है वो उतना ही खामोश है. अधजल घगरी छलकत जाए, जो कहावत होती. हाँ, तो ये ओशन की नेचर है कि इतना है कि भरा हुआ है, स्टेबल है। तो जिस सोसाइटी में डेप्रिवेशन नहीं होगा, प्रॉब्लम कम होंगी, वहाँ स्टेबिलिटी ज़्यादा होगी। तो दैट इज़ वेरियस वेज वी कैन टेक आउट फ्रॉम दैट। ओशन से बहुत चीज़ें सीखी जाती है कि ज़्यादा रख कर ही स्टेबल हुआ जाता है, कम रख कर स्टेबल नहीं होगा सिस्टम। तो that is the behavior of the ocean. Oceans are carbon sink, heat sink, stabilizers, like that, to fight against the climate change and many more aspects. But oceans are everywhere. Ocean in the Britain also, ocean in Japan also, ocean everywhere. What is special on Indian subcontinent? That was the thing here. It means that something extra in India to make India so special, but British could not decode that part much. British only took up which concept? Specific heat concept to decide the differentiating between land and ocean, consequently the pressure difference and the wind movement. But once many questions were asked from them, okay, you are right, Mr. Haley, whatever the discussion took place in scientific community, but how the wind system you will decide in rest of the Indian Ocean, because you are talking about only this part. But India has the water on Bay Bengal side, rest of the Indian Ocean this side as well. Then if your point is taken into consideration, one problem came up with the thermal concept, that if I say one weakness of thermal concept, weakness or one weakness of thermal concept or any problem of this concept, then one statement could be there that in case we say that okay, if monsoon winds, we understand seasonal reversal happening due to pressure difference led by thermal heating or differential heating, like that. But due to which reason these winds are approaching to here? It is low pressure, high pressure. Okay, low pressure. And this side due to cool nature in summer season, high pressure. But why we forgetting this part? India is having only Arabian Sea side from where Arabs and the British came to India, or even the southern side also. Suppose high pressure here as well, high pressure in area Bay Bengal also. Then wind should move west side to west side also. This side also high to low, or this side also high to low. But we don't find this movement. But it should be like that if we apply the same logic. If logic is true for Arabian Sea, logic should be true for Bay Bengal, rest of the Indian Ocean also. But either you go to Bay Bengal side or Indian Ocean side, everywhere, which wind we observe? The wind like this here, or we have the wind for this side also, the same wind we have, either here or here. Which wind these are? The same wind these are. Why it is so that despite low pressure area here, but winds are not moving here to here? But no answer was there that time. So thermal concept was, you can say, a complete answer to many queries of monsoon behavior, or only partial truth. It presented only partial. It is narrow in its approach. It is not having the entire explanation. How the Bay Bengal monsoon wind also going to away from the Indian land. It should go to Indian land side. It could not give the answer. The weakness of thermal concept was which reason? Monsoon system, according to thermal concept, monsoon system narrow in nature, according to this, narrow in its nature. Not able to explain, unable to explain which movement also, unable to explain which area, explain Bay Bengal and which area, remaining Indian Ocean, except which area, the Arabian Sea side. It means that according to Edmund Halley of British people, the monsoon they describe at local level or larger level, local level, localized, only one side. So they assume the local winds or global winds or regional wind. Monsoon, according to them, local winds. So weakness thermal concept, assumption or understanding of local winds, the monsoon. But monsoon wind, local wind, or monsoon wind, large scale wind. large scale wind. These are not only Arabian Sea to Indian land or at local level. Rather, they are covering large area, Bay of Bengal, remaining South Indian Ocean as well. Even if we describe monsoon system, suppose it is which famous line equator, India is here. In reality, what is the true extent of the monsoon? Unlike the British considered monsoon system which system? Arabian Sea to Indian land due to high pressure, low pressure, correct? Or vice versa in the winter time or northeastern monsoon system, that high pressure here, wind is moving here to here. In reality, the monsoon system running south of the equator. Which kind of wind these are? Southeast winds. They cross the equator and they go like that and they become like that. They become like that. But this system in the reality is small scale, large scale, large scale. And these wind, local wind or regional wind? Large region, regional winds, including large part of the which ocean? Large part of not only Indian subcontinent, but large part of which ocean also? Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean, including the Indian land. Regional wind, bigger scale wind these are. That's why Indian land getting more rainfall, less rainfall if this is a large scale wind, more rainfall. Because if wind start the journey very close to the ocean, suppose you just think of just like river, very small, then river can collect more water, less water, river is small, less water. It has large area to cover, or small area to cover, small river, small area, then less water. But on the same way, suppose I say wind is only coming from here, which moisture this air will bring? Only the moisture of the surrounding. But if it is a large scale wind, whatever water vapor or moisture is available of this area or this area or this area, then as wind will move, wind will take this water vapor molecule to this part. So ultimately we have more chance of high rainfall area or less chance of high rainfall area? More chance of high rainfall area. Gigantic flow means more and more moisture will come to our areas. South of the equator also the water vapor will reach to the India. That's why India would be having normal rainfall, very high rainfall, very high. Monsoon system known for tremendous rainfall in June, July, August, September time, normal rainfall, tremendous rainfall. One of the highest rainfall in the world, Mausinram, Cherrapunji, Mahabaleshwar, and many more area of the India. So India is worldwide famous for very high rainfall because of the strong monsoon system. But this weakness of thermal concept, it was simply took into consideration one side flow and neglected how to explain this part or gigantic flow or regional flow of the winds involving large part of the Indian Ocean south of the equator also. This component got missed here, this component got missed here. So it was narrow in spectrum or assumed local the monsoon winds rather than regional wind. In reality, these winds are which kind of wind? Local wind or regional wind? Regional winds. However, whatever has been given, because system or scientific things also evolve with the time, and later on, after 3-4 centuries and more knowledge got collected, more researches, it was realized that monsoon system could be explained in one more way by considering this reality. Then which concept was given later on? The thermal concept or dynamic concept? Dynamic. After realizing the weakness, to give the answer of this weakness, one more concept was given, the dynamic concept. So you can write down that later on, dynamic concept, though it took time, around 3 centuries or 250 to 80 years further. Europeans and Indians and many more scholars in the world, they together contributed to understand the monsoon. And dynamic concept was given in which decade? After the Second World War, 1950s. Many scholars, German scholars flown and also Indian scholars, no need to give the name here. But it was one effort by the scholars of the world. Dynamic concept. And this concept based on differentiating this time or different terms they have used. Based on shift of, just write down, shift of intertropical convergence zone. Which concept? Intertropical convergence zone. Just write down this term, convergence zone. Or in short form, we call this part by one name, ITCZ. ITCZ concept. And one more thing, dynamic concept also indicated that the effect of the Coriolis force or Coriolis force impact. Coriolis force impact also behind the Indian monsoon. So two things have been incorporated here. Unlike the differential heating between land and ocean as propounded by British scholar Edmund Halley in the past. So this part, ITZ role, but which kind of role of the ITZ? Shift of ITCZ and Coriolis force impact. But what is this part here? ITCZ and part here. As I said, that scholars considered that Indian monsoon is affected by local condition or larger condition involving only Indian land or large part of the Indian Ocean as well. Large part of Indian Ocean, south of the equator also. And in the globe, if we consider larger part, then you all know that it is the globe, which famous line dividing globe into equal half, the equator. And equator is like that in system sun is giving more sunlight to equatorial area, unlike the polar area. And due to intense sunlight on the equator is bound to be hotter or colder? Bound to be hotter area. And due to hot nature, equator should be having the area of the rising air, sinking air, rising air, thus low pressure, high pressure, low pressure. So generally we say equator surrounding is low pressure zone, unlike the cold polar area, correct? Low pressure can we assume, or rising air. But what is the nature of the low pressure? Convergence or divergence? Attraction or repulsion? Attraction. Anything which has less, it will demand from others. Suppose someone is poor, they would ask money from others. Okay, we need borrowing some money, like that. They don't return even, but they ask because they need it. So low pressure means that convergence की demand होगी, divergence की demand होगी. Convergence. On the other hand, which thing we also notice that high pressure, and high pressure demand is which thing? Divergence. So we call low pressure area zone of convergence, high pressure area zone of divergence. That is a thumb rule also. Low pressure area zone of convergence or attraction, and high pressure area zone of divergence. So if equatorial area, low pressure area, then you all know that the air will try to fill this area. Air will come only from southern hemisphere or northern hemisphere altogether to fill this area. So air will come from this side also. Air will come from this side also to fill this area. That's why this belt we will call by which name? Convergence zone, divergence zone. Convergence zone. But you know which famous line is this line here? The Cancer line. And which line this one? The Capricorn line. Ultimately this area is where this game is going on of convergence. We call beyond the tropical or within the tropical. Within the tropical, and this area we call intertropical area. Which area? Intertropical area. So intertropical area means the land or water or together between which two famous line? Cancer and Capricorn. Intertropical. An intertropical area is known for more convergence or divergence due to low pressure area in the center. Convergence zone. And this particular zone in terms of you can say we call by which term in short form? ITCZ. ITCZ. But this ITZ area is which side more? Equatorial side or polar side? The near equator, around equator. Equator के आसपास रहेगा, थोड़ा दूर जाएगा या पास आएगा, पर फिर भी equator के आसपास. Around equator. This zone. Around equator. कभी कभी स्कॉलर इसको डोल ड्रम बोलते हैं, whatever the names are there, but we have to know that it is one of the area demanding more air from surrounding, being the hotter area, creating the low pressure zone. पूरी belt ये normally we call ITZ kind of belt. Within the tropical, that's why intertropical, because of the convergence nature, that is convergence zone, or we can say this belt by which name? ITCZ. So this belt we call by which name? ITCZ, around the equator. But you also know this fact that because Earth is tilted and Earth is revolving around the Sun, basic movement and basic nature of the tilted Earth, every time once Earth is revolving around the Sun, then only equator is getting more sunlight, and few months even the Cancer line getting more sunlight. Cancer line getting more sunlight which time? Once tilted Earth in June, July time, more sunlight, and December, Jan, it is the Capricorn area that is getting more sunlight. So in your opinion, in June, July time, if we assume sun exactly where? Sun is still giving more sunlight to the equator, or sun is more or sunlight to the Cancer line? Where which country is also there? India is also one of the part here. We focus on this part or this area, you can say this zone. Then which thing we realize that this in dynamic concept 1950s even, that in June time or July time, so June to September, when sun is more northward, then which area is getting plenty of sunlight or more direct sun rays around the Cancer than the equator on an average? So which thing we can say that June to September it is Tropic of Cancer surrounding, more sunlight. So if more sunlight, this area will be hot area, cold area, hot area. This will be low pressure, high pressure, low pressure. So the convergence must take place more to equator side more, or in this surrounding on Indian side more, Indian side or Cancer line side. So we notice that uh, ITZ area shifting northward, and northward shift is seen here. Which shift? Northward shift. And northward shift will be like that. In this surrounding, if we assume, then one interesting feature we notice that ITZ shift northward like that. ITZ shifting northward like that. Toward which area? The Indian area. Minimum year, maximum year in ITZ area. Minimum year. Why minimum year? Because more heating, less heating. More heating. More air has gone up. More air is very close to our surface. Has gone up. Less air is available now. Air will try to converge. But just check here that I have drawn shifting in which way? More to Indian land or surrounding water? Indian land. Why Indian land? You can say because water is as much heated as the land, or land is heated easily. So as soon as June time will come, Indian land is so hot, but surrounding water is not as hot. So maximum you can say heating will take place on Indian land, surrounding water on Indian land. Till which line? Cancer and surrounding area. Then which thing we notice that ITZ is here, or it is a shift northward? Northward shift. And thus which behavior would be there of this area? Attraction or repulsion? Attraction. All side, one side, all side. But which mountain is also there in our area? The Himalaya. Do you think Himalaya will allow the wind to come to this area easily? No. So which problem this area will face here? A lack of air arrival from the northern side, because which gate is closed here for us? The northern entry is closed because of which mountain barrier? Himalaya. But which gate is only open? South area. In south we have the Western Ghat, we have this area. Can you think of that here air can be stopped by Western Ghat? Western Ghat is not high enough. Not high enough. So this side air can reach. But this air can reach from which side? Ocean side or land side? Ocean side to Indian land. Moist air or dry air? Moist air. So one advantage of the Himalaya blocking the dry air, cool air of the north, but which air it is allowing easily to reach after closing the door from the north. Southern entry is there. Why wind is trying to reach in that area? Because this area is intense low pressure area or high pressure area? Intense low pressure area, minimum air, no contribution from the northern side. This intense low pressure area, it is generally said, no area on the globe having the so much low pressure area for June, July, August, September as this surrounding on the surface of the land. Because northern side, if Himalaya had not been here, so which air would have easily come here? The northern air, dry air, and would have filled this area. So if I say that shift of ITZ area, for example, I draw, it is the Indian land here. Suppose it is the Indian side. It is which famous line? Equator. And at which time this kind of shifting taking place, or which time India is hot enough, in December time or June time? June time, around Cancer line. And thus, due to hot condition, India will be having low pressure, high pressure area. India will be having the low pressure area. The entire belt, the low pressure area around the Cancer, around the equator, around the Cancer. June, July time, for example, or August time. Then wind will try to fill this area, wind will try to avoid this area. Fill. But which side wind can't come easily? The northern side, due to which barrier? The Himalayan barrier, wind can't come. But which side wind have opportunity to come? From southern side. And southern side, already which winds were running in the past? The wind coming till equator. But once they say, observe that Lopes area got shifted not in that area. This area is not as hot in June, July. Rather, northern area got shifted because of more sunlight in that area. Sun is giving more sunlight to Cancer. Then wind crossed the equator in search of which area? Low pressure. And it is turning to which direction? The this direction. We will call by which name these winds? Southwest or northeast monsoon? Southwest. But initially these winds are which kind of winds? Southwest and then become southwest. So southeast winds then reach to the India in the form of southwest monsoon. In search of low pressure area that is no more on the equator, got shifted northward. So shift of which belt? Shift of ITCZ or intense low pressure area. Intense low pressure area northward. In which time? June, July, August time. In northward. Towards which subcontinent? Towards Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent largely means India. Then these winds in search of low pressure area move and move. And earlier they were simply coming to the equator, but in June, July time once this area got shifted in that zone here. But अगर आप देखेंगे that this zone nearby water is as hot as slightly cool here, cool. And water is not easily responding. Only which area is easily getting heated? The land area. Even this area extra heated due to which reason also Himalayan air is reaching here or Himalayan air is not reaching here. Not reaching here or Siberian air is not reaching here. So this area is exceptionally hotter. If Himalaya had not been here, then you know it very well, as soon as hot area will prevail here due to more sunlight, then some cool air of the northern side would have filled this area. So India को क्या advantage मिला Himalaya का? If Himalaya had not been here, this kind of monsoon wind will not have been possible. कौन सी wind easily आ जाया करती Himalaya ना होता तो? Dry winds would have easily come here. Then many continents don't have the Himalaya, that's why they don't have that kind of monsoon. Dry wind can fill. But in our case, we have the Himalayan protection from the dry winds. Which route is open to us? The oceanic route is open. But one kind of thing, if you just check here, कि ये shift जो होगा ये बड़े scale पर जो हो रहा है like that, जून जुलाई में ये shift कहाँ तक हो गया ये इस जो इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट एरिया में तो विंड ओशन से इधर आ गई बट इस साइड विंड्स आर नॉट एबल टू रीच फ्रॉम नॉर्दर्न साइड बट दिसंबर टाइम पर क्या होगा दिस ITZ एरिया विल शिफ्ट टू विच डायरेक्शन कैंसर साइड और कैप्रिकॉर्न साइड कैप्रिकॉर्न ऑस्ट्रेलिया मेडागास्कर दिस एरिया then in December time land to ocean the wind or ocean to land to ocean they like that it is a time of rainfall in which countries Australia Madagascar like that then us so ITZ shift both side but which side ITZ shift good for us northward shift southward shift northward shift and this kind of system but here still one question is there we discussed that which kind of thing we have to note down in the beginning. That monsoon system is dependent upon only shift of ITZ area, Coriolis force as well. Coriolis force as well. For example, just realize it that here, if it is which kind of area low pressure, but same very time southern hemisphere is cooler or hotter, unlike the in June time, July time. It is cool, and this area high pressure, low pressure due to cool high pressure. Correct? Then just consider here, okay, it is the scenario here. But if I give you one more chance here, suppose it is the Indian land, it is the equator, and it is the Capricorn area or country like Australia, Madagascar, whatever. Correct? It is 0 degree line equator, it is 23.5 degrees south the Capricorn, and it is which famous line? 23.5 degree north. Then in your opinion, if we consider that this side in June time, which area sun is where? In June time, for example, sun is above Cancer. This area is hot and thus with pressure? Low pressure. But this particular zone, sun is far away from this. It is which kind of area? Cooler area, or suppose we say the high pressure. Equator should be in between that. So air should move which side to which side, high to low. The best way क्या होता है कि इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलियन साइड ये विंड ऐसे चलती. But why winds are not reaching in this manner? Why not southerly wind approaching here, high to low? Why wind first of all here, then here? Because you know that earth is static, also rotating. So dynamic nature is there of the earth, rotation, shift of ITZ altogether. Then you notice it very well that earth is rotating, that's why winds are also having a straight direction or more deflection in the wind, more deflection. So this behavior of the wind, rather than like that, winds are like that, here to here. Due to which reason? The Coriolis impact. So Coriolis impact is basically behind which phenomena? Coriolis effect. Led by which phenomena? Rotation of the earth. Rotation of the earth. Bringing straight wind motion. जैसे कि हवाएं चलती हैं, ये सीधी सीधी हवाएं चलेंगी या थोड़ी घूम जाएंगी? ये रिवर के अंदर टर्न आते, मेंडरिंग टर्न आते, ऐसे ही एयर के अंदर भी डिफ्लेक्शन होता है. कोरियोलिस इफेक्ट, रोटेशन ऑफ द अर्थ इज कॉजिंग डिफ्लेक्शन इन द विंड ऑल्सो. डिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द विंड, डिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ विंड. तो विंड स्ट्रेट चलती है, घूम घूम के चलती हैं, थोड़ा सा हल्का डिफ्लेक्ट होते हुए, तो विंड का डायरेक्शन ऐसे हो गया. दिस विंड्स आर लाइक दैट. ये विंड अफ्रीका की ओर जा रही है, इंडिया की ओर घूम जा रही है. इंडिया की दिस साइड, इफ दिस विंड वुड हैव बीन गोइंग देन इट मे गो टू अफ्रीकन एरिया, बट इस साइड के वाई भी इधर मुड़ जाती. सो वी नोटिस दिस काइंड ऑफ कर्वेचर ऑफ द विंड. Suppose wind from Australia, they can go like that, then they can move to this direction. What is this magic? Because of the which factor? Earth rotation. With earth rotation, even the wind have the deflection. Have you ever noticed this kind of concept, the Coriolis effect or rotation of the earth effect? Then you know very well that if little bit I focus that why winds are basically moving in this manner, then you can give the answer also. For example, I say little bit on this part. Which part? Time हो गया क्या अभी? अभी time होगा I think. हाँ? हो गया. Okay. Accepted. कल डिस्कस करेंगे यहीं से, और कल पार्ट को डिस्कस करेंगे इस पार्ट को. हाँ. But you can write down that south monsoon ultimately कैसी हवाएं हैं? Are extension of which wind? Extension of southeast winds. Southeast trade wind भी कहा जाता है south. Attracted by which phenomena? ITZ. Extension और modified version. Suppose ये इंडिया है और ये कौन सी विंड पहले से चल रही थी यहाँ पर? Which wind these are? Southeast. इनको ट्रेड विंड भी कहा जाता है, साउथ ईस्ट ट्रेड विंड। और यही विंड क्या बन जाती हैं इंडिया तक पहुंचते पहुंचते, इन अवर एरिया ओनली, इन दिस जोन, इन दिस रीजन दे क्रॉस एंड दे बिकम लाइक दैट। ये एक्सटेंशन है, साउथ ईस्ट मानसून एक्सटेंशन ऑफ साउथ ईस्ट ट्रेड विंड। और इसमें किन दो फैक्टर का रोल है लाने में? ITZ शिफ्ट, northward dynamic factor, and also with one more dynamic factor, Coriolis factor, by rotation of the earth. ITZ plus Coriolis both together. ITZ कब शिफ्ट हो जाता है यहाँ पे? जून जुलाई पर, like this. But I will discuss in tomorrow. It will be कल तो आपका हॉलीडे होगा क्योंकि कल आपका अनुभव टेस्ट सीरीज है यहाँ पर फ्रेश माइंड से परसों हम डिस्कस करेंगे इस पार्ट को। हाँ ठीक है, हाँ चलिए, आपको एक और रिलीफ और है, कल अभी क्लास नहीं होगी। यस low pressure area means any wind can approach, either dry wind or moist wind, depending upon which area this one surrounding. Correct. Actually, we depend upon which area is closer. Suppose और pressure difference कितना है दोनों के बीच का? Suppose pressure difference more is south to north, then wind will move more south to north. Pressure difference dependent upon the temperature difference as well. तो ये फैक्टर हो सकता है, बट ये देखा गया है चारों ओर से हवाएं आ सकती है, साइक्लोन के अंदर ऐसा होता है। आई विल डिस्कस दिस पार्ट इन डिटेल tomorrow.